everyone, and welcome to the Sidebar Cantina, the podcast where we talk about Star Wars, pop culture, car troubles, or whatever the fuck we feel like talking about. I am Mr. Jason Roscom. With me here, shoving his face furiously with food so he's not starving as we go through the podcast, the Darth Vader to my Palpatine, Dave Martin's phone is ringing. How are you, Dave?
Frazzled.
Yeah. So we had to start a little bit late because your wife was having some car difficulties that you had to handle, but and you are messing everything up.
Wow. That was impressive.
Was it? So why don't you catch us up? What's going on?
Okay. So what happened? You see, what happened was, it's so much worse than just having car trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Because, so Kathy took the car to the dealer to get the oil changed.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, hey, the battery terminals need to be, they're corroded.
Mm-hmm.
And they wanted to charge me like $150
Mm-hmm.
to clean the battery terminals.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, fuck you.
Right.
No, absolutely not. You're not doing that.
And
So-
let me guess, when she went out to leave, it wouldn't start?
No.
Okay.
No, this was weeks ago.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
But today, when she went out to the car, like it was obvious it was the battery.
Uh-huh.
And the battery's only like 3 years old. And I forgot about the battery terminals. And I never went out and cleaned them like I said I was going to. And yeah, when I opened the hood and looked at the corrosion, I'm like, oh, I should have taken care of this.
Was that bad, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I gave her the jump, followed her all the way to the house. That's what took so long. And thankfully, I left work early
Mm-hmm.
To get tickets for Disney. Stopped at ITT, got tickets for Disney, and then
You're only just now buying your tickets?
yeah,
Aren't you going this week?
Thursday.
Okay.
What?
It's
Shit happens, dude.
okay. It's not how I would have done it, but hey, whatever works for you.
What are you gonna do? Not have tickets?
Potentially.
My ass. It's fucking Disney. Of course they're gonna have tickets.
All right.
Anyway, yeah, so I followed her back to the house just to make sure, that if something happened or where it stalled or something like that, I would be able to take care of it.
Sure. Yeah.
So got her all the way to the house, and then went in, took a leak, threw on a pair of shorts real quick because it gets warm in here with the heater on.
I mean, we could turn it off.
We can, but I wanted to wear shorts, so
Okay.
and I was right next to my shorts, so I put them on.
Okay. Fair enough.
I'm like, I could put on my shorts right now. Wait, yes, I can put, and I just did. So, anyway, all that to be said, Kathy got home safe. I got here. I stopped at Wawa because I was like had the shakes.
Mhm.
I was so hungry. So, feel better.
Good.
Got some food in me, and yeah, we're it's only 22 minutes late. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. Everything's fine here. How about you?
I'm good.
Sounds good.
We'll talk about some things that I've been doing when we get to our weeks, but let's try to get back on point. First of all, what are we talking about this week?
We are talking about, apparently we're talking about the Bad Batch.
Yes, because we don't know our own schedule. Thank God for Lunar Girl, because
Yep.
like last night, like right as I'm about to go to bed, I see she made a social media post, pimping today's episode, and it had Bad Batch on it. I'm like, I thought we were doing Master and Apprentice. And then I go back to our text string where I texted her our long schedule for the next 2 months, and sure as shit, we're doing Bad Batch this week. So I don't know how the hell we all got under the impression that we were doing Master and Apprentice this week. I blame Kristen, honestly, because she put it in the Patreon read last week that it was this week that we were doing the book.
Well, it makes more sense, right? Because if we're giving somebody the book, it gives them more time to read it.
Yes.
And
Which, by the way, you're going to have to fill me in on the winner, and are we redoing the giveaway, or what's going on?
I don't know.
my God.
Rick was supposed to do that. And so when we get to that portion of the Patreon read, Rick reached out to his sister and I am assuming asked about it. And I got a text from her and it was a picture of her daughter, which is amazingly cute because it's a newborn, but not answering the question about the book. So
I could just see your response. Yeah. Cute baby, but what about the book?
I had no follow-up. It was just like, oh, okay.
All right, fair enough. So yeah, we're talking about the Bad Batch, the 2 most recent episodes 4 and 5. So we will be getting into that. But first, we should probably take care of some business, maybe starting with Patreon.
Yes. Do the goddamn Patreon.
All right. Well, you're still getting caught up. Well, we would like to give a huge shout out to all of our current patrons. Oh man, RJ, he went to sleep again. My wonderful mother-in-law, Patricia Goodstein, Don Solsky, The Orange and Fett Show, Dragon Buddy, Sterling Azier, Helen Martin, Chantal from Pop My Culture, Ivo G, Scott and Kim from Used and Abused, Catherine Rennick, Tina Land, Frederick Martin, Wally Frogmore, Lord Helmet Fire, Carly Vickers, David Schmuck, Frank Levitch, Nick from Sweet Studios, Kristen Roscom, Shotgun Mark, and Brady McLovin. If you'd like to become a supporter, you can find us at patreon.com/the Sidebar Cantina. Thank you again to all of our listeners and supporters. You are the reason why we do this. You know, I noticed something. Total sidebar here. Well, actually, now it does look good. I don't know what's up with that light. I don't know if you just like had it like shining like right on my dome, but like recently on the stream, like my whole head has been like completely like pasted. I look like a fucking Harkonnen. But I actually do have some color on my head and you can actually see it today. Strictly for the YouTube audience. But yeah, I'm not that pale, but I looked it in recent episodes. So I think that light was shining like right on my fucking bald dome.
It might have been. Yeah. I mean we could probably.
Because now you look all pale because the light's kind of more on you.
Well, I've also got this side light happening right now because there's more daylight right now because we're in fucking daylight savings.
Yeah, I'm about to turn that heater off. Dude, you got some sidebar headlines for us?
Just that Luna Girl is back on her sidebar socials. She's happy to be back and wants to, thank everyone for their prayers, vibes, and kind words over the past few weeks. She is taking care of her Padawan at home and asks for your patience in case she skips posting here and there.
Well, again, thank God she posted because we'd have been doing the wrong topic this week.
Yes. I mean, wrong, air quote. Like,
though I am looking forward to talking about it now after, listening to the book. So
I was going to ask you. So you finished the book?
I did, yeah.
All right, good.
So
well, at least you did that.
Mm-hmm.
I should open up the notes.
That's a good idea. I did make notes today. So
yeah, I should do that.
So that's it for the sidebar headlines?
Yes.
All right, so I had a few other notes before we start getting into our weeks. First of all, I don't know if you saw, but last night Oppenheimer cleaned up at the Oscars. Now, I normally don't...
You know who gives a shit about Oscars? Not me.
Yeah, me either, normally. Like, because normally it's movies that I could give a fuck about or, movies I've never heard of. But, Oppenheimer was a big movie last year. We saw it. We talked about it on the show. I really loved the movie. And it cleaned up. Won Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor with Cillian Murphy, Best Supporting Actor with Robert Downey Jr. So they did well. They did well for themselves. So congratulations to Christopher Nolan and the crew of Oppenheimer. Mm-hmm. Something Star Wars news that came out in the last week, and unfortunately you are just going to miss it. Star Tours is adding new scenarios. Because when you go on Star Tours, there's like so many freaking scenarios now that they've added over the years with the sequels and everything else. And now they're adding scenarios from the streaming shows. They've got Mandalorian, Andor, and Ahsoka all going to have spots on Star Tours, which sounds great. But of course, I was just there and you're going to be there like 2 weeks before the stuff goes live. So sad face. And we'll talk more about Star Tours next week.
Yeah. I have I'm getting yelled at by Lunar Girl because my notes weren't refreshing.
Oh.
And I'm connected to the internet and I have the notes up. I don't know what's going on. Show all activity. Go ahead.
Well, while he's finger fucking that thing, I'm also gonna mention.
Oh, it just says no headlines. Carry on. Like what? What?
You read last week's.
Apparently.
So, anywho.
All right, it's synced up now. Thank you, Lunar Girl.
All right. So, We're both going to the Philly Fan Expo
Hells yeah.
this year, and somebody who is going to be there that I think she just announced it today on her social media, Gina Carano is going to be there.
Fucking what?
Yeah, so you can bet your ass I'm going to be getting in that line.
That's your sweet ass he is.
Yeah, and yeah, I'll be. I'm considering taking like that Cara Dune figure, the credit collection one, and having her sign that. I don't know though.
Did you already like go into the queue and sign up for the autograph thing, or
Fuck no. Well, I just saw it this afternoon, so I'll have to.
You're gonna have to.
Yeah, do that. But yeah, hell yeah, she's going to be there. I know we've got a couple other Star Wars personalities that are going to be there, and that's I think that's actually over May the 4th.
Well, yeah, because
Philly Fan Expo.
I know I've got tickets for all 3 days. Pretty sure that's what you did also.
Yep, and yeah, Saturday of that weekend is May the 4th.
And Saturday's when I got my autograph thing with Adam Savage also.
Yes,
So
yes.
it'll be a full day of nerding. It's
Yeah.
gonna be the best.
I've got the list up real quick just to kind of refresh people's memories for anybody who's local, specifically Star Wars related stuff. Gina Carano, we've got Cameron Monaghan, who's Cal Kestis.
Right.
Let's see. Oh, AC Slater and Zach Morris are going to be there. Ashley Eckstein's going to be there. The new Chewbacca guy is going to be there. That tall Swedish guy. Our girl from Rebel Moon is going to be there. The Sophia Boutella. She's the main character from Rebel Moon. Emily Swallow, the armor, is also going to be there. So yeah, a lot of. Oh, and fucking what's her name? Morgan Elspeth from Ahsoka is also going to be there. So fuck, a lot of good Star Wars personalities. I might be spending.
It's gonna be a great show.
Yeah, spending a couple of doubloons while we're there. So
It's gonna be a great show.
yeah, and anybody that's local is going. Let us know, for the love of God. And
Yeah, I think once I get back from Disney and I free up some bandwidth. Well, let's see. I get back from Disney, and then my next event is going to see the eclipse
Oh yeah,
with Vickers,
where are you going for that?
Indiana.
Okay.
So that ought to be great. I just hope the weather holds out.
Yeah, I planned poorly for that one.
And then in May it's that. So maybe at some point in April, if we're gonna like arrange some sort of meetup and we can figure out like how we want to do that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Hey, we're gonna be here on the Saturday. Like if you're gonna be there, let's meet up. Maybe bring some swag. But it's the Philly Fan Expo. I believe it's at the convention center.
It should be.
For those that don't know about it, just Google that shit. GTSB. And yeah, you're you, Helmet Fire, Frederick Martin.
Oh, he's going too?
I believe so.
Yeah, excellent.
I don't know if he's going all 3 days, but I know he's going at least one day.
Yeah, I got the
And
whole.
He'll be in costume.
Nice. I got the weekend ticket, so I've got all 3 days that I can go to. Really, is as long as I get to see all the Star Wars. Folks.
Exactly. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
So yeah, keep an ear open for that. We'll be talking about it more as it gets closer. I have a day in Star Wars for us today.
Okay.
And it is on this day, March 11th in 1971. Any guesses as to what happened on this day in 1971, 53 years ago,
Oh my God.
if my math is right? All right, I won't make you
no idea.
have an aneurysm. George Lucas's first theatrical film, THX 1138, is released, which I've never
That
seen,
makes
by the
sense.
way. I don't know if you ever have. And I hate to admit this, I've never seen American Graffiti either.
I've only seen parts of American Graffiti.
Yeah.
Its pacing is weird. I can't get into it.
Yeah.
Like when I was younger, I was kind of into like the cars thing, kind of like the hot rodding.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh man, I'll be into this, and it wasn't as much about the cars as I wanted it to be.
Ah.
So yeah, whatever. And I never went back for it.
Yeah. You know, sidebar, my best friend's family growing up, my best friend's parents, who I spent a lot of time with as a kid, they were like stuck in the 50s. They had like hot rod cars. They went cruising every Friday night.
Oh, that's funny.
They listened to nothing but like 50s music. I know like all the words to so many of those popular 50s songs because of them. It's really weird.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's it for the day in Star Wars. Are we ready to get into our weeks?
Yes,
All
let's do
right.
it.
So I do have some new additions to.
The sacred Jedi.
And I also have a gift for you, Dave. Hopefully, you don't have this already. So I was on Entertainment Earth's website, and they were having like this big clearance sale. So I bought a bunch of stuff. And one of the things that I keyed in on, because I'm still obsessed with this whole Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary thing. Don't ask me why, but
Oh, because it's awesome. That's why.
yeah. And to go along with that, I got a pop that you can add to your collection. It was dirt cheap. It's hologram Luke
Oh, that's awesome.
when he was talking to Jabba at the beginning. And that's specifically Return
These
of the Jedi.
droids.
Yeah.
And he turns it and says these droids.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep. It was like $4.
Thank you.
Something stupid cheap. So I'm like, yeah, fuck it. I'll put it in the cart. Grab it for Dave.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Some other stuff I got on discount from that order.
I offer you these droids.
First, I think I already have this one. Yeah, I already have this one, so this is going to be an open one. This is one of those comic book Black Series figures. It's Carner Jax, one of the Crimson Empire guys, or Crimson Guards, Royal Guards, whatever you want to call them. But I'm going to open this guy up, because I already had it. It was dirt cheap on the website. Also dirt cheap, this other Black Series figure that I would have never bought, because I don't like this character. But again, it was like $3, $4, some shit like that. And it's like a deluxe figure. It's our good friend, Saw Gerrera. I mean, it's a good figure. It looks pretty nice. I can't stand his character, especially in Rogue One. Like he was better in Andor, but I can't stand him in Rogue One. Something about it just bugs the shit out of me.
There's a lot of detail on this. Like it's a good figure.
It is.
There's a lot of detail, like in the mask that he's got, and like his little CPAP machine that he's carrying. Yeah. Take a hit of nitrous before I fucking talk to people. Get the Googula or the Gorgula.
Yeah.
Narful the Garthog
But at least he was super cheap, so
before we go.
so I don't feel bad about buying him. And now I have him, so whatever. This last one I did not buy on Entertainment Earth because I found out doing some more searching that there are more Galaxy's Edge exclusive figures that have been discontinued that I missed out on. So here's another one. It is Captain Cardinal.
Oh, from the book?
Yeah. He is the red First Order trooper. And yeah, that's a Galaxy's Edge exclusive figure. So I have it now.
It's Phasma in red.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but he was also that guy who was sort of her what do you call it? The guy that was fucking with her in the Phasma novel.
Yeah.
And then I think he's made appearances and other stuff as well. So
Well, I mean, he was like a peer.
yeah.
Well, she. God, it's been so long since I
It's
did
been
it.
years since we read that
Yeah.
book. But yeah, I remember there was some sort of animosity between the two. Like he didn't like her for whatever reason.
Or maybe he wanted to bang her and she wouldn't give it up or something.
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know.
But yeah, so that's that for the Black Series. But yeah.
Maybe they were banging and they, like he treated her like a side piece. Who knows?
Yeah. Or she kicked him to the curb and he's like, come on, baby, take me back. And she's like, nah, fuck you.
Yeah.
All right. So something else that I've been doing this week is just kind of immersing myself in Dune some more. I watched the original movie twice over the last week.
Okay.
Just sitting around, doing nothing in the evenings. I throw on the first Dune. God, these movies are so good. I mean, because I didn't read the book, I went in with no expectations, and because of that, like both of these movies blew me away. And I'm actually going to see Dune 2 on Thursday night again.
awesome.
in IMAX again. I found a showing like at 4:45, so I'll go right from work to there, and it's like one single seat right in the middle because everybody bought all the seats around it. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll take that one seat. And
Nice.
yeah, so I got a good seat, and I'll be seeing it again on Thursday night because now that I've been watching the first one a couple of times, I'm like, okay, now I'm really refreshed on everything that happened in the first one, and maybe it'll add some more context to number 2.
I'll tell you we were joking when I walked in. It was like, yeah, we're gonna make some Dune references later, because I'm listening to the novel again, and I've read this book a lot, and I've alluded to that a lot.
Yeah.
When we were doing the episode last week, it was last week, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we were doing an episode last week. There were so many things that I didn't talk about that I realized there were probably people that were out there that read the book were probably going like, but Dave, what about this and this and this and this? And it was a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And I think watching the movie kind of like folded those pages over on me. So I didn't talk about a lot of that stuff because there is some significant differences in the between the book and the movies. The general, I mean, it's hard.
Well, so the real question I think is this: it's things are not going to all translate over to the movie. It's going to happen. They're going to have to cut stuff. They're going to have to change some stuff to make it fit into a movie. The question is, did they do a good enough job in the eyes of the book fan in the movie?
I was entertained, but the things that I think made for me the first one good, when there was so much like verbatim action and just the lines coming straight out of the book, it vectors off significantly when it gets into the second one. And again, there's good reason for it for some stuff, because how you going to duplicate some of the things. But one of the significant differences, and I think I alluded to it last week, but the Chani's lineage, being Kynes' daughter.
Yeah.
Kynes not being a strong black female and being a male who is basically with a Fremen woman, had Chani, and then when Kynes dies, the Harkonnens basically catch him and kill him, and then Chani finds out. Like her whole character and how she's portrayed, like in her bitterness in the beginning and her kind of just how she acts, and even how she I thought it was today when I was listening to the part where she's wearing this like green armband, right? Look for it when you watch the movie. Like it's towards the end, when they're going into that fight sequence, but she puts on this like green armband, like you see her tying it, and I didn't remember the significance of it, which I'm killing myself. Like it's a product of my shit memory, honestly. Yeah. I'm kind of pissed about it, to be honest. But the green armband is a symbol of mourning for the Fremen.
Oh, okay.
And because her father, she was told as they were going back to the Sietch that her father had died.
Yeah.
And so she was in mourning. But when they got back to the Sietch, and like the Reverend Mother bit happens almost immediately, and he's not off fighting. He's in the Sietch when that happens. Like it's not this whole like separation thing. So it's they're telling the story differently, and the character development is different. Again, it's still entertaining, but it's different. And I'm pissed that I didn't. It didn't unlock more of my memory as I was talking about last week.
Yeah.
But in fairness, I did talk too much about the book last week.
That's fine.
As part of it, but still, I think you're doing it exactly right. Watch the first movie and then go in there, watch the second movie again, and just, at some point after the dust settles, I think you should give the book a listen.
Yeah, I will.
Because I think you're going to be pretty enamored with the story that it's telling. And the bitch of it is when you're going to get into that book and you're going to be like, man, this is fucking really compelling. And then you're going to get into the second book and you're going to be like, fuck, this kind of sucks.
Yeah, and that's what I've heard. I've heard the books kind of get,
The second book is, and then the third book is better.
Yeah.
But none of our, anyway.
So yeah, anyway, that's what I've been doing this last week. A lot of Dune.
More Dune shit.
Yeah, and
so was the Bad Batch. So we have that going for us.
right. Did I mention last week about the Star Wars Legion thing?
No, 2 weeks ago.
Well, I mentioned a couple weeks ago that I was interested in getting into it. Did I tell you about the friend of Kristen's?
No.
Okay, so yeah, Kristen works with a guy who's like really into miniatures. He plays Warhammer, and I guess he bought that Star Wars starter set, the Legion starter set that's got like 2 armies with it, and he even painted them. And I guess he didn't like it or didn't play it or whatever, and he told her about it, and she's like, oh, my husband's interested in this, and he's going to sell me his set. So I'm just going to buy it from him, and I'll have the starter set with figures already painted. So it's...
But you're going to have to get more figures so that you can paint.
Oh, yeah, dude, there's so many sets in that game. Like,
Really?
there's so many. Like, there's no shortage. So yeah, once I'm sure once I start getting that taste,
Yeah.
I'll get more.
Yeah,
and,
it's like-
and start doing my own painting.
Like anything else. It's like the Legos
Mm-hmm.
and everything else that we collect.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of other things that suck my money, I still play Magic the Gathering, and they just came out with a Fallout set. This is a kind of a funny story in addition to the thing with Kristen's friend, because they just came out with a new set based on Fallout, the video games, like some of my favorite games of all time. Fallout New Vegas is like, it's like number 3 on my list, all time favorite games. Anyway, so they came out with a special Magic the Gathering set for it, and I'm like, oh, I gotta buy all of these. And I go to the Top Deck Games, which is right up the road here, and I wanted to buy a case of the booster boxes because I wanted all out of them. And I get there, and I guess they had limited quantities. So I'm the first person in line. I got there not long after they opened, and there were a few people behind me. And I'm like, "You guys got the new Fallout set?" They're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay, how much for a case?" They're like, "We can't sell you a case. We can only sell you 1 box." I'm like, "All right, fine, whatever." So I buy the 1 box and I leave. Later that night, Kristen and I are talking, and she's talking about her friend from work, the guy that's selling me the Legion, and how he also plays Magic the Gathering. And he is telling her that like his brother went to Top Deck and he's wanted to buy some of the Fallout stuff. And there was some asshole in line who was like trying to buy a case. And I'm like, yeah, that was me. So yeah, apparently this dude was like ready to like start throwing punches because
Like, what the fuck?
yeah, he didn't want like this asshole in front to like buy out all their boxes before he could get one.
Right. Well, I mean, because I guess everyone goes like, oh man, people are buying boxes of them and then reselling them and trying to just milk the market.
yeah.
As opposed to
Buying them because I want them because I love Fallout.
right. And that's such a weird thing, right? Having collections because we like having the collection.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much. It's like just selling stuff is hard.
Yeah.
Like it's not, and not because I don't want to get rid of something. It's because it's like I don't want to deal with. Like I enjoy the collecting part.
Mm-hmm.
The other parts of it, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, all right, does this have value? Like it does to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like value outside of that, I don't know. Like I don't collect things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Foolishly. I mean, just like the pops. I was trying to sell pops, and it's like, yeah, that's not. It's the Beanie Babies. It's like, nah.
It's not that bad, is it?
The limited attempts that I've made,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it is, but I'm just not trying that hard.
Yeah.
I
I mean, in time, you never know. Like
Who knows?
collectibles always go up in value over time.
Yeah, and I have so many other things to distract me, and
Yeah, Legos.
It's just, and yeah, World War II memorabilia right now.
Yes. But yeah, that's it for my week. I just thought I'd mention that story about the Fallout and just the fact that this guy's brother
Was in line.
was in line behind me and then told his brother about it, who then told my wife about it because they were working together. And then she happened to come home and tell me this story. And I'm like, yeah, that was me.
Yeah, that was me. That was what a small fucking world.
I know. That's exactly what I said too. So,
That's crazy.
but yeah, that's it for my week. Now I know you didn't really have time to fill in yours, but
I didn't, but the week went by. Dude, work has just been absolutely kicking me square in the nuts.
yeah.
Every fucking day. It's like
Is it
It's-
work or is it the buffoonery associated with work?
it's the shenanigans. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna get into it, but it's just I get home and I'm like, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. And yeah, I think the biggest thing is that's been going on, kind of mentally trying to recharge at the end of the day. You know, we got my grandparents' house kind of closing up. Rick and I were there yesterday, getting some more stuff moved around. Because I know so they're selling the house, right? And somebody's going to come and they're buying the house and they're just going to take everything that's in it, get rid of it. One way or the other, you're going to get rid of it, right? So things that we don't want to, like we're putting some stuff into storage so we can sell it on our own timelines.
Sure.
Like antiques and some other stuff that
Stuff you don't want to rush.
right
Probably.
we're at a point where it's like, okay, we just need to, we've gotten this stuff out of the hiding and got it put in a place where it can get moved into a storage area.
Yeah.
And that's what we've been doing. We've been just like unearthing stuff, figuring out, separating the wheat from the chaff, and going through all that. So yesterday, Rick and I, we couldn't. We're just like beside ourselves because my uncle is just putting stuff out on the curb. I'm like, why are you carrying this shit out to the curb when somebody's just going to come through the house and throw it away?
Right.
Like we can, you want to put stuff in bags, we can take bags out just because like this stuff's in the way and whatever. That's fine. I mean, we've been putting all the PII into storage containers like those, and they're awaiting the burn pit, so that I can take care and dispose of that.
Yeah.
So that's been an ongoing thing, and I think we're pretty much good with that. But other than that, if it's not going to a family member or going to be sold, then fucking leave it.
Yeah. Let the new owners deal with it.
Right. But so there's these file cabinets that were in my grandfather's office. These things were made in the fucking 50s
Nice.
out of like battleship steel. They're so goddamn heavy. And I brought my hand truck to move some furniture around because we weren't sure, what was going to happen today. And apparently there's a scrap guy that's been coming and pick up like metal that has been put out. So like, oh, the scrap guy is interested in the file cabinets. Like, okay. So now we're taking these file cabinets that are heavy as shit, taking them out to the curb so that some scrap guy can take them. He's not like giving us any money for them or anything else.
Sounds like he should have came and took him out to the curb.
You would think.
Yeah.
Not me, Ricky, and my cousin Andrew fucking heave-hoeing these fucking things, excuse me, out to the fucking curb, up the slope of the backyard. And it's just like, it got to a point where it's like, what the fuck are we doing? Like Rick and I are just looking at each other like, why are we doing this?
Right.
It's so dumb. Somebody's going to come and just get rid of all this shit. And it was one of those moments, and I have these moments a lot at work where it's like, this is the dumbest thing ever. And I've vocalized it. They're not going to listen. So fuck it. We're going to ride it out because it'll be over soon. Anyway, saying all that, the hardest part is
The waiting.
is the hardest part. It's I think I talked about this before. We spent so much time there in that house, as a family.
Yeah.
And it's like it's almost like somebody's died. Right? It's almost like my grandparents just died.
Like died again or just
Yeah. So going through all the stuff, and because I'm getting like all the war related stuff I'm taking, and I'm categorizing all of it. I'm taking pictures, and I legitimately I could legitimately make. I think I talked about it last week. I can make this fucking. I could open up a museum.
Yeah, with just their 2 lives and
Yeah,
through the war and
even there's even more stuff. Dog tags. Their dog tags were round.
oh, weird.
Yeah,
Huh.
they were round, and like just as a sidebar, my grandmother's dog tags. We found those. And there was a tag in there that her father made during World War I, so that if they got bombed, that there would be like, hey, if you get separated from the family, like it was basically her name and the address.
Oh shit.
So if they got separated, like, and it brought to mind like we were talking about at work. It's like. Back in the day, in elementary school, when you were doing the nuclear drills, I don't know if you were doing them, but I know I was.
Well, earthquake drills a lot too for me, but
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's legitimate.
Mhm.
And I'm not saying during the Cold War it wasn't legitimate either, but honestly, if the bomb got close enough, us being under our desks, or in the basement of my elementary school, it was not going to help.
right. There's all kinds of memes floating around about that too.
Oh,
like a picture of a desk, like one of those old 80s desks, and like, in case of a nuclear war, this is going to protect me, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, those of us who grew up during that time know all about it.
Yeah. Like, I can remember literally, I can legitimately remember watching a video, 3rd or 4th grade, watching the video that here's if you dig a ditch like this is how you could line it with like one of those space blankets.
Mm-hmm.
So you dig the ditch like this and have a space blanket, and if it's like this, you can make a shelter to protect yourself from the radiation. I distinctly remember it.
I would have loved to have seen how that worked.
Yeah, but these were like the 16 millimeter films that they were rolling in. Or anyway, all that being said, the going through the house and kind of like I sat in front of the house and just sat on the stoop, and it everything just seems so small.
So smooth.
So small.
My penis so smooth.
Because
Because you were a kid when you.
we spent so much time there
Yeah.
as kids, Rick and I both, and the rooms and everything definitely. There was parts of the house that we've been in, and like things in the kitchen that we've never seen, because they're like, oh, this is Nana's spot, or this is like just kind of peeking into windows that you never would have saw before,
Right.
because these are magical mystery places. Yeah, it's been hard.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been dealing with that. So but this was the last weekend.
Well, because you've got Disney coming up,
I
right?
do have Disney coming up. I started a list today because I can't rely on my memory anymore, which sucks.
Well, the big thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to sign up for that Genie Plus. Unless you want to wait in a 2 to 3 hour line for Rise of the Resistance, you need to sign up for that Genie Plus and get a reservation for Rise of the Resistance early in the day, like 7 a.m. or some shit on the day that you're
When
going.
can you make the reservations?
the
Day?
day of, and I think it like starts at 7 a.m. is when you can start making the reservations.
Okay.
So I highly recommend doing that, getting on there and being ready, because apparently they sell out. they run out of reservations.
I believe it.
So
I have I downloaded the thing. I have the
Disney app
tickets
and all
on
that.
there.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
I'm all set with that. I got my. There's still. We had to make reservations to get into the parks.
I thought they got rid of that.
So apparently, if you have like a seasonal pass or you're staying at a resort,
Mm-hmm.
you don't need to do that.
Oh, but everybody else does.
Right. If you have a daily ticket, you'd have to do that. Like I have the 2-day park hopper thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to do reservations. Not a big deal. It had all kinds of availability. But yeah, I read the same thing online. It's kind of weird the way it's written. Like you kind of have to click here to make sure that you can make a reservation, and when you click that link, the first thing it says is you don't need to make reservations anymore.
Right, yeah.
And people just go, oh, okay, but you got to scroll down to say that's applies to people that are staying at a Disney property or such and such. There's like a list of people.
Mm-hmm.
If you have daily tickets or whatever, click here to schedule. So, and it was easy inside the app. You just make a couple clicks and it's done.
Yeah.
But
And just a piece of advice: when you go into Hollywood Studios, you're going to go to your left. You're going to come across Star Tours 1st. It's hard to miss. But that is not part of Galaxy's Edge. You have to keep going a ways to get to the actual Galaxy's Edge part. But
well, that's the original Star Wars area, right?
Yeah.
This is a part to the left.
yeah, but yeah, it's like if you get there, you're almost there. You just keep going a little bit further, and you'll hit Galaxy's Edge.
Okay.
And yeah, ride Star Tours as many times as you can because there's different scenarios and it's all fun.
As many times as I convinced Kathy to get in there.
Yeah. Well, when Kristen and I were there, it was like a walk on. Every time we wanted to ride Star Tours, we just walked right on.
All right.
So like never had to do a reservation or anything like that. So hopefully it's the same for when you're there.
Hopefully. What else? Oh. So I had a cool Lego Goodwill find.
Oh yeah?
So I showed you, I gave you a sneak peek. Talk about Cara Dune.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. The picture you sent me.
Yeah. Hang on.
Oh shit.
Here.
Yo.
There she is.
Well, first of all, yeah, here is Lego Cara Dune.
Here, get on there.
Yeah, it's fuzzy.
And then this guy was in there. And it was
Freaking ATST. This is
so it's the ATST from the Mandalorian episode.
right
So
where she helped him fight off that group of rebels that somehow got a hold of one of these, right?
right. Yeah,
Or not rebels, but like
these
pirates.
these
or-
ugly motherfuckers.
Yeah.
These guys. Meh. Yeah, see? Yeah.
And look, its head tilts.
Yeah. I mean, this is how amazing Lego is, right? It's interesting how the headpiece is put together, but they have the gearing in here so you can like, turn the knob so that the head turns. And you can move the legs have a pivot to them too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was new. It was in the box. I mean, the box was a little bit crushed, so I wasn't sure.
Yep.
But all the seals were intact. Like it was new in the bags and everything else. All the minifigures were in there.
Chris in the chat thinks this minifig is big money. So I don't know if you've looked her up yet.
I haven't.
She's in like pristine condition.
Well, yeah,
too,
it was
by the
brand
way.
new.
So-
Like everything was new in the package. So find a spot for him to sit. I don't want to put him back in the box.
Yeah, we'll put him right here. As long as he stays upright.
So yeah, I have another Mando. I have so many Mandos, like in all different configurations.
Yeah, they it's the same with the Black Series figures. They have like 10 versions of the Mandalorian at this point.
Oh, here it is. So yeah, it was like, it was Goodwill's caught on to the fact that Legos hold their value.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not getting a huge discount on it. Like
Yeah, which kind of blows.
I found it on Bricklink. I could have got it for about the same price that I got it at Goodwill, but
Yeah.
it was there. It was new in the box, and I'm all about some Lego therapy.
Hell yeah.
So and it was a good build. So I was pretty stoked.
Nice.
And then so I did that, and then when we were at the house yesterday, was this yesterday or last week? I don't know. Well, we're at my grandparents, found this little bit of nostalgia.
What? It's an Ewok coloring book. Oh shit! God, I
Yeah.
have had this. This looks very, very familiar.
Yeah,
Oh man.
just you know,
Hope you have a lot of brown crayons. Jeez.
it's you know, merchandising.
Oh yeah.
where
And, they-
real money from the movie is made.
and I mean, he went all out for Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Like, obviously. So
So yeah, when we were cleaning out the bedroom, the guest bedroom where Rick and I would sleep.
and nobody colored in it.
No, I think this one just it got put on the shelf, and you know we were beyond coloring. We were into building with Lincoln Logs and Tinker Toys, and,
True. Yeah.
and doing shit like that.
I used to love coloring books.
It's a good adult thing for people that like just it's kind of therapeutic.
Yeah. That's awesome.
But yeah, I figured you'd enjoy that.
I would.
You being an Ewok enthusiast.
Yep. And the Return of the Jedi and all that.
Yeah.
Oh, good shit.
So
I
yeah,
wouldn't say I'm an Ewok enthusiast. I don't dislike the Ewoks the way other Star Wars fans do.
that sounds like an enthusiast to me. I don't know.
I did have
That smacks of enthusiasm.
I did have the Ewok Village from '83, and I had pretty much I had every individual Ewok that they came out with figure
I
wise.
think Rick had the village. I think Rick, are you in the chat? Did you have the village? I think you might have had the village. It was like that. It was like dark brown and then light brown for like the little hut pieces,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like it had like 4 pillars, and is that what I'm thinking of?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it was 3, but yeah, I know what you mean.
something
Yeah.
that
And it
somebody
had like the net that you could pull up, and yeah, all kinds of good stuff.
Somebody's very specific in the chat. I believe there have been 28 total Mando figures from Hasbro.
Jeez.
Gee, yeah, I believe it.
I'm assuming that's between Black Series and the Vintage collection.
Maybe,
Yeah.
but
At least half of that's Black Series. Because they had him in everything. When he got covered in mud, they did a figure for that. When he was in half Beskar, they did a figure for that.
yeah, I had something else. I had a rant queued. Oh, we didn't fucking rant about daylight savings,
Oh, right.
dude.
I thought this was going away. I thought we were promised that this shit was going away.
I was more upset about it this morning because it hurt this morning.
Yeah.
This weekend, it like Sunday, it didn't really bother me, and I got up early
Mhm.
because we went out and we saw my aunt and uncle. From the other side, from my mom's side,
Mhm.
and speaking of, cue another rant. What time is it?
636.
I'll make this short.
Okay.
If you know how to get somewhere, right?
Mhm.
Do you put it in the GPS just for shits and giggles to see
Depends.
traffic and shit?
Yeah. Like sometimes I do like to see traffic or see how long I am from a certain thing.
Right.
Not every time, but sometimes, depending on the situation.
And I'll do the same thing.
Yeah.
So I had a route in mind. We were going up to Lansdale, right? In
Okay.
PA. It was about halfway distance between me and my aunt and uncle.
Okay.
And the original plan was we were going to go all the way up to Bethlehem to meet up with them because one of my other aunts, one of my mom's sisters who has cancer, she's in rough shape and she's doing the chemo and radiation right now, getting ready to start radiation. The cancer was in remission, came back. It's a mess. Fuck cancer.
Yeah.
But anyway, we were going to try and like do brunch up there. She wasn't feeling well in the morning, so we scrubbed that and we decided to meet halfway.
Okay.
And I'm like, cool. I'll take 476 and then I'll bebop and make a 90-degree turn towards Lansdale. And that was what's in my head. You know, I have a generalized idea where I want to go, and that's how I work for the most part. And I'll just throw it into GPS because I want to see what traffic looks like.
Yeah.
Because it's built into the fucking dashboard. I can fucking look at it. You know?
Yeah.
And I'd rather have a moving map on there because shit, we spent fucking what a few decades of our life staring at a moving map for
Yeah,
most, for our careers.
Flying across the world.
So I enjoy having the moving map. This motherfucker of a GPS, I had CarPlay hooked up. So Apple Maps decided to take me through the ghetto.
Oh,
And so as we were,
roll them up.
well, thankfully it was Sunday morning,
Uh-huh.
and everyone's sleeping off their the Saturday nights, I
Yeah.
guess. But it took me through an area in North Philly that once I was like going towards it off of City Avenue, like off of Route 1, I'm like, I know where this is going,
Right.
and this isn't good. If I turn around, I'm just doing it twice.
Right.
So I just need to get through this.
Yes.
And literally it's like, okay, we're like now we're like driving in Kenya, or Fallujah.
Crackhead jumping out of a tree.
It was sketchy as all fuck, man.
Well, all you had to say was North Philly. That's
Yeah, because I have the app on my phone that's I have tuned in for. It alerts me for local shit, right?
Mhm.
Anything like it's
like shootings.
It's connected to the gunshot sensors. Like, so there's sensors in the city. Like, if there's a gunshot, it reports.
Jesus
And
Christ.
I have that connected. It's through the DoD app, and I don't know why. I don't know why I have it, Jason. Like, I shouldn't. My therapist says I shouldn't.
Shouldn't have what?
This app,
Why?
because of the way I am.
Oh,
Like, it's not really good for me.
huh.
Like, because I'm already like highly attenuated, and it's just something that is a trigger.
Interesting.
Like, I don't need to know where every episode of gun violence is around me within 7 miles.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
That's what ends up happening.
Turn up the anxiety a little bit.
Yeah. So, but my situational awareness is good
Yeah.
up until the point where I'm fucking sitting there like, why did I listen to the fucking GPS? And 2 red lights. The traffic that I was around, like, it was just no.
Mm-hmm.
No, I wasn't feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Kathy's down looking at her phone. She has no clue. Like,
You weren't talking about it or anything?
Nope. I was like, this is danger close, and I'm driving. The entire time I'm thinking like this, how am I weaponizing this vehicle?
Right.
Because it's really the only thing that I have.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, here comes this fucking light. Whoop, gone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, catch me if you can.
Yeah.
Type thing. It's infamous in North Philly for they'll rear end you, and then when you get out of the car to look at it, they'll jack your shit.
Oh.
Oh yeah, like that's a popular one. Dude, my fucking everything, it like my whole fucking all my shit was vibrating. So like, all right. And then so I just was for the entire time, and it's every fucking traffic light, hitting every goddamn traffic light.
Yeah.
So which forced me to run 2 of them. Sorry, Philly. I doubt your cameras fucking work,
Yeah.
and if they do, fuck you. But yeah, I just was like, nope. All right, this is fine. And you start like, all right,
Like planning your escape if like some shit goes down,
Dude,
you know where to
totally,
go. Yeah. Oh,
totally. So the rest of the drive, I'm like, and then I'm trying to like calm down after that.
Yeah. So how long total were you in that bad area?
Like 18 minutes.
Oof, that's a long time.
18 minutes of like, stress to the point where you could have cracked walnuts in between my shoulder blades, man.
Yeah,
It was. We've been in places overseas where it's been like that, where like we'll be in a vehicle and it's just like, we should not fucking be here.
Right.
Like,
Well,
where the fuck are you taking us?
and again, like that's when I'm like planning escape routes and everything else. So,
Like, this is how we eliminate the driver
yeah.
and take the vehicle and get back to the airfield.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You all like legitimately any air crew that's done non-standard shit, and even if you're not air crew and have done non-standard shit, you've been in places where it's not like somebody picks you up in a blue bus or coming from base ops to fucking take you to some hotel. Like you're in either some strange fucking cab, you're relying on transportation that the embassy may or may not have fucking arranged. You have no idea.
Nope.
Like some embassy rep shows up and they're fucking Haji colored just like everyone else. So it's like, okay, I guess we're taking this guy's word for it.
Yeah.
And you just you all right, you're kind of at the whim of what's going on, and it aggregates. It aggregates over time. So yeah, it's a real thing.
It's one of the many reasons why we're so fucked up now.
Yeah, it's a big part of why I'm in therapy and I have trust issues. But yeah, driving through North Philly was definitely, it was like, God damn it, and it didn't save me. So the moral of this story is go with your instincts, right? My instincts told me to just, all right, this is the route I should take. And I put in the GPS.
And
I'm
you
like,
let the GPS.
I let the GPS, I let the fucking AI dictate to me where I'm supposed to go. And guess what? Humans are smarter than AI.
Oh, yeah.
We problem solve much better than fucking computers do.
Oh, yeah. For now.
I look. I think I don't look. It'll never be in our lifetime. Like based on the research that I've done for school, and like we were talking. I was talking about with my Uncle Bob, and he's a toy designer. Like he talks about how they kind of have used AI in some of their design work,
right? And
how to not use it because you'd be taking away some of the creativity. But I said we have to either the industry has to wash themselves out of what the definition of AI is, or the rest of us have to, like those of us who are in aerospace or other parts of the industry or human factors or engineers or whatever, we have to make a new definition for what sentience in a machine would be.
Right.
Because that's what we believe artificial intelligence is. What's happened is that all the fucking lemmings out there that rely on their Google Assistants and Alexas, they believe that that's artificial intelligence, and it's not.
No, and because that's what most of these AIs are. They're just glorified search engines.
Yeah, they're logarithms.
Yeah,
that's all it is, and they're very smart. They are layer upon layer upon layer upon layer of information, and it's a expedient way to get to that information.
Sure,
and we're really good at that, but that's not sentience.
Yeah.
It's not problem solving, and you still need a human being to go and operate something at some point. So yeah, don't start fucking the whole Skynet argument and everything else. Like, let's not start sucking each other's dicks quite yet. We're not there. Fuck you, fuck your GPS, fuck North Philly.
Anything else about daylight savings? Like
fuck daylight savings too.
Yeah.
And fuck cancer.
Yes, fuck all those things.
Yes.
So, we ready to move on? Are you done with your week?
I'm done with my week.
All right. Do you need a break or anything before we get
No, I'm good.
Topic? Yeah, me too.
Yeah, hypervigilance is a bitch. And Dave with trust issues?
No.
Go figure. Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah. So, Bad Batch. Where we last left off, Omega and Crosshair had escaped from the prison on Tantus where they were experimenting with the clones, and
I'm taking off my sweatshirt.
Okay, and while they were, we all get to see a striptease.
Look at my fat body. If you want my body and you think I'm sexy, come on, babe, just let me know.
That also might be one of the only times you'll see him without a hat. So that brief glimpse that you got.
During the show, because I have like moments of like my OCD where I'll just randomly take off my hat and like scratch my head with it.
Sure.
Like I know I do it halfway through me doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm curious how many times it actually happens on the show.
Yeah. Everybody in the chat, by the way, is encouraging you. Take it off. Woohoo!
Yeah, nobody wants to see this show.
Somebody do the dollar bill emoji.
Yes. Go to Patreon and yeah.
I think that's more OnlyFans, I think. Watching
Well,
Dave do a striptease.
yeah, nobody wants to see that.
Okay.
Not unless they're going to give me a. I mean,
What's your price? What's your price for OnlyFans?
I don't know how much do they take off the top?
Oh God, I'm sure they take at least 20%.
Really, that much?
I'd say so. Yeah.
God, how do those bitches make so much money?
Oh,
Oh, you know what? Never mind. I know exactly how.
yeah.
I know exactly how.
My penis so smooth.
All right. Anyway, so back to the Bad Batch. So when we last left off, Omega and Crosshair escaped, and we also got that last minute test result from Omega that she had a positive M count transfer,
Right.
whatever that means.
Yes.
And that's where we left off.
Everyone has AIDS. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
AIDS.
All that blood flowing.
AIDS. Yeah, they're fucking. For a lab that handles a lot of blood,
Mm-hmm.
I think they're
Well, their sanitation practices aren't
right.
very
There's a
good.
word for that it's escaping me. But yeah, it kind of sucked.
Yeah.
Like-
I don't think they're even wearing gloves when they're handling those
I don't think
vials.
so either.
You wouldn't see that in today's.
Maybe clones
Medical.
can't get like normal diseases. Like, can clones get VD?
Well, I mean, if you engineer them right,
Right. Yeah.
like
so
you can make them just immune from all the shit, right?
dude, think of how much like you would have saved like, in World War II in Korea if you didn't have to treat syphilis and VD and shit.
Oh, geez. Yeah, that's a lot of resources you're
Yeah.
freeing up. That's interesting. Now, but here's my
Funny I'd
question.
go there and not malaria, which was a really
Well, so it's funny because I actually was thinking as I was watching these episodes, like, did they like kill the sex drive of all the clones?
oh, you had to.
Like they had to have, right? Like,
It's like the eggs they give you in basic.
I thought it was the juice that they gave us.
Oh, I was told it was the eggs.
I was always told it was the juice, but
It's funny.
yeah, like the no erection stuff. But yeah, like otherwise,
Saltpeter or something.
otherwise, I don't know. You'd have like clones banging each other in the fucking closets and shit.
Each other?
Yeah.
Well, isn't there a meme out there where it talks about if like you're jerking off and you're a clone of each other, that are you just jerking are you just jerking yourself off, or are you jerking all of us off?
Oh my god, that's a visual. But yeah, no, I kind of wondered. They've got to kill their sex drives, right?
I would imagine.
Yeah, because Omega would have been raped 20 times over otherwise. Her
I
and
mean, she was a child though. I mean, let's not,
that doesn't stop
this
people,
is not
unfortunately.
The Baron Harkonnen.
Well, yeah, Jesus Christ.
Well, and she's not a boy.
Right. What does that have to do with anything?
He's into little.
Oh,
boys.
right.
He's
Baron.
like in the book. He's not into girls. He's into little boys.
Yeah. And so Smirking Bear said, did Jason just say that the clones are gay? I'm sure some of them are. Like, if they do have any kind of sexual desires, you think they're going to make these millions of clones and a couple of them ain't going to be gay? Come on. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Everybody knew. But we do know about the one clone that, like, went and had kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he left and he, like, fucked that broad.
He was fucking a Twi'lek.
Yeah. And they had kids.
Yeah.
Right? Were those, like, his natural kids, or did he adopt them?
Let's assume that he fucking got it on.
Yeah. So, I mean, they've got to have something, right?
Maybe he won the genetic lottery and he just wasn't sterile.
Oh, and that's why he had to leave. He's like, I gotta fuck something. God damn it. I can't be around all these fucking dudes. I gotta plant my seed.
You know, get this Twi'lek.
Yeah. So as soon as he gets an opportunity, he gets the fuck out of there. And he's
Yep.
like, yes.
Yeah, we gotta get off planet right now.
Yeah. Sweet release.
I can't go back.
That's probably what it was. That was probably some anomaly where he didn't get his, self-neutered.
He's not a eunuch.
Yeah. Man, that makes a lot of sense.
Does. Or to just, it's like having with an automatic vasectomy, and they can just do whatever they want.
Yeah.
It just
But again, they'd have to have that immunity to all the VDs.
right.
So, or what are they called now? It's not venereal disease anymore. There's a more politically correct sexually transmitted infections.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's the
I am
new.
so glad that I don't have any fucking idea. I literally like I have so little visibility. Like between that and drug like lingo, no clue.
Do you know it's racist to say long time no see now?
How is it racist?
Apparently that has racist roots and you're not supposed to say it anymore. I know, it's dumb.
Where did you hear this?
Just some fucking article. I get inundated with shit like that in my news feeds.
They target you as a racist, so they send this stuff to you?
Maybe, I don't know. No, it's like 10 things that are politically incorrect to say now. And one of them was long time no see. There's a little bunch of them on that I'm like, what the fuck, man? Come on.
But if you didn't know there was a racist connotation, and now all of a sudden you use it, and somebody tells you it had a racist connotation, but you legitimately didn't know it before,
Oh, that doesn't
does
matter.
it have the connotation?
Doesn't matter. Just like posts you made on Twitter 15 years ago are still, to be held against you at the maximum extent of the law. That's the world we live in today. So anyway, back to the Bad Batch.
And clones masturbating, yes.
Yeah. So yeah, we pick up with in episode 4. This is called A Different Approach, which is pretty relevant to the story in this episode.
Right.
And it's Omega and Crosshair fucking feeting out of that prison. They're traveling through hyperspace in a ship that's about to fucking blow up. They're like down an engine. There's fires. It's a mess.
It's how that thing actually enters hyperspace is beyond me.
Right.
Because every other ship in the Star Wars universe, when it has a fucking like a dent in a nacelle, it fucking
They won't even
into
go.
hyperspace.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. They told me they fixed it.
Yeah. So the first few minutes of this is just them scrambling to repair parts of the ship as they're crashing onto this planet. They came out of hyperspace just randomly, I guess.
So wasn't it funny? It was funny to me when I was watching it that when they're on the ship, and in order to go up, they had to take this like elevator. So it was like this cargo elevator.
Yeah,
So
because
while they were in the
Crosshair
ship,
was taking it.
yeah, they're in the ship and shit's on fire, and he had to like get into this elevator to go up into the thing. It's like, I think the last thing I'd be wanting to do with everything on fire around me is to get into an elevator.
Oh yeah.
It would inside the ship. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Get a fucking ladder.
Yeah. Oh, sidebar. We've got this one elevator at my work that I swear to God is going to kill somebody.
Really?
It's bad.
Does it make noises and shit?
Oh yeah, it makes noises. It creaks. Like the door when it opens now. And this only just started a couple of weeks ago. It like slams open. Like there's no stoppers or something. And it's just boom. You hear it like hit the side of the thing.
Dude, fuck that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's to encourage people to take the stairs.
Maybe.
Maybe it's for your own health.
That could be.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have like
Encourage a healthy lifestyle. Take the stairs or take death elevator.
yeah. I mean, there's 5 elevators in this like area, so the chances of getting that are 1 in 5.
Oof.
And then your chances of dying in it are even less.
Dude, I would get one of those decals and put it on there, like some sort of like skull and crossbones on it. It's like slap. It's like, this is the bad one.
Right at your own risk. So yeah, they come in, they crash on this planet, and I don't think they ever mentioned like why they chose that planet.
Stop. 85% of all identical twins co-masturbate. So clones, yeah. This is according to Helmet Fire in the chat. 85% of identical twins co-masturbate.
Oh, I didn't want to hear that.
That like how do like it doesn't surprise me that it doesn't surprise me that Vickers knows information like that, because Vickers knows a lot of things, right?
Clearly.
So the encyclopedic knowledge of Helmet Fire is not what's in question here.
Mm-hmm.
What the question for me is that why was there some research study done about whether or not identical twins are masturbating.
Maybe it was like this just broad survey they did of identical twins, and they just thought we need to throw everything we can think of in this thing.
So yeah. So question 25 of 50. Do you masturbate at the same time? Thinking that that's just gonna like would just throw one randomly in there.
Yeah.
And not expect a yes answer.
Yeah. And then they get the answer. They're like,
85% of these motherfuckers.
oh, and so yeah, he said it was from an abnormal psych class. Boy, I don't know if
fantastic.
I don't know if I want to hear the
Well, we're driving to Indiana. We'll get to the bottom of this 85%. It was just like I just looked at it. I was like, that is like so specific.
Mhm.
Co-masturbate.
So anyway,
The
back
fact that that's even a word. It's like
yeah, well, I mean, I've heard of okay, never mind.
this segment's
We're-
sponsored by co-masturbation of twins
Yeah.
or clones.
Yeah.
So that means a Bad Batch. I mean, they're probably it's like a bukkake in there.
Right.
What?
They're like, they got to call everybody in. Hey, Hunter, it's time.
Yeah, come on. We got to get rid of it. Well, I can't
jeez.
when there were 5 of them together, right? So, like one of them wouldn't go.
Oh,
And
right.
Since only
Stage fright.
85%, it's
Yeah.
like I'm out this
Oh,
time, guys.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Put entirely too much thought into this co-masturbating. We need to move on.
I'm not feeling it today, gents.
I just can't do it.
That's all I'm gonna think next time I see them all on the ship together. Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
What's it? Why do I want to call him the Edger? Like it's a fucking weed whacker. The one with the fucking robot arm. What's his name? Fuck. The clone.
Echo?
Echo.
Okay.
Thank you. Jesus Christ.
Edger.
Well, Echo is a brand of fucking like yard tool.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Yes, it is. It is I have an Echo Edger in my house. So when I'm just thinking, it's
It's all right. I get it.
it's co-masturbating.
Yeah.
Does Echo like? I mean, so he's only using
He's got to
his
use
right hand,
Yeah,
right? So
because he's got the screwdriver hand on the other side. So
I mean, but he has attachments, doesn't he? Is like
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, he could
could
put
he
like
put a fleshlight on the other one,
or
and
like a
just be
butt or like a butt plug. Just
I mean, if you had the option, like when you rather do like the fleshlight,
probably.
have
I've
some-
never put too much thought into it, honestly. So
you're going to now, Jason.
right, if you were Echo, which sex toy would you use?
Yeah, we need to go to a panel at a con.
Yeah.
Be like, I have a question. Mr. Filoni, I have a question.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with co-masturbation?
Particularly when it comes to clones.
Yes. Did you know that 85%?
Oh, we get kicked out. They kick us out.
So you're gonna have to leave.
Yeah.
Like
Could you know what I just realized?
what?
You know, if he wasn't so like fucked up in the face, Echo would probably be really good with the ladies. You know, he's got that fucking
Jackhammer arm.
Yeah, you know, he could. You know, he could do some stuff for the ladies
He
with
would,
that.
he would do some damage.
Yeah,
And it might be a little scary.
true.
Like Tubuku.
What the fuck is that?
It's don't worry about it.
All right. So we're still on line 1 of my notes.
A different approach.
yeah.
That's what we're taking. It's a different approach.
Yep. So that is true. This is a very different approach than we normally talk about the Bad Batch. So they crash land on this planet. We go
Bad
back.
Batch of Bukkake.
Oh my god. We go back to Tanis, where Hemlock's there, and he goes into Nala Se's prison cell, and he's like, "What the fuck?" You know,
Right.
We got Omega's blood. Oh, by the way, M count.
Right.
So he's like, he threatened her with something. He like told her, you know, he's gonna get Omega back. and your life is probably coming to an end very soon.
Yeah, and well, no. So the Nala Se was like, quick to it. She said, "Well, we get false positives all the time," and he was like, "Well," and you could tell it was like, "Okay, she's throwing science back at me,
Yeah.
and I don't have the body to test her again." So it's like, well, okay, well, I'm still going to get her back, and I'm going to use, use another way to threaten you.
Yeah.
Since you obviously don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to, torturing you isn't going to do me any good. So I'm going to go ahead and find other ways.
Right.
Like, that dude's a motherfucker.
He is.
He
He's,
really
he's a
is.
great villain, though.
Yeah.
Like, he plays a really good character. And his exact words to her were, they had a positive M count transfer when it comes to Omega. So to me, are they saying that they transferred the midichlorians or the force power after she was born? Or was it all part of the initial creation process? Like, did they do this for every fucking clone?
No, I think what they're saying is her genetic structure in particular enabled like her M count to be transferred to another. Like, basically it'd be like taking, okay, here's this if metachlorians were a virus, right, and you're trying to make a antidote or a antivirus or antibacterial or whatever,
Sure.
or antibiotic, be like, okay, I'm testing the blood. This blood will transfer into the host with no loss, and it'll replicate. So, but not all of the blood was doing that.
Okay. So are you saying like they're transferring blood into like Palpatine clones?
Yes.
Oh.
They're going
okay.
into the fucking room of the room of lasers.
Yeah.
Right. Going through all that, and then they're like, okay, test. Like, we're gonna test the transfer with the sample.
Gotcha.
And if the test is good, if it ops checks good, and for the sample, then we need more blood. We need all the blood.
Right.
Hence, why do you need Grogu?
Oh, maybe a similar situation. They got a hold of him. They had a positive M count transfer with him too. Okay, so what we're saying is Omega had the Force. Like, she already had like a midichlorian count when she was, birthed or however that happened.
However it happened. Like,
Yeah.
how when her clone, when the immaculate thing happened, that this clone was created, it genetically differed to a point where, okay, she's obviously different because she's a female, and there's at least one other female. There was probably more.
Yeah.
Right. But God only knows where they went and where they were tested and other stuff done to them with this fucking lunatic in charge.
Right.
But yeah, I think they're using Omega. They're using her as a female. I think for the audience, it's like, okay, she's different. Like, she's a different clone, and we're making it obvious because she's a female.
Obviously.
She's younger and she's a female.
Yep.
So it's making it obvious for the rest of us, where it's like, okay, that's really obvious, but because doing it subtly it might be lost on the audience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we kind of like, okay, she's different. Like,
she'll also have this other special thing too
right,
that you'll
so
find out about later.
Yeah. So it's not so like, okay, there's a reason that she was isolated. There's a reason Nala Se was keeping her off to the side.
Yeah.
There's all the things start lining up. So,
and probably the reason why Nala Se kept her hidden was because she knew that if they found out, they were probably going to drain every bit of blood from her fucking body before all was said and done.
oh yeah, they were going to take her water.
Yeah.
Do it Fremen style.
Yeah.
They're going to take her life water.
Ugh. Yeah. So anyway, so that whole conversation happened. So we go back to Omega and Crosshair. They're in this Imperial controlled city on this just random backwater planet. And Crosshair, like the moment they get there, he's like, all right, I can take out half of these Imperials before they even know what the fuck just hit them. And Omega's like, no, we need to be a little more diplomatic. And that's the whole thing of a different approach. Like everything that they do in this, Crosshair has his way he wants to do it, and she has her different approach.
Yeah, she tries, and
Yeah.
it's like, well, all right, we're going to try your way now.
Yeah. At the end. So they go to basically bribe the transport supervisor.
Right.
The ladies that's there, kind of like similar to what happened in Solo, right? Where they bribe the lady to let him go through without a chain code.
Yeah, and she's like, basically $1 million.
Yeah.
$1 billion.
Yeah, because she wanted like 15,000 credits per person. And obviously they didn't have the money, so Omega decides to go basically hustle at a card game.
Right.
Because she plays cards in Sid's bar.
Right.
Like, and I think there was a whole episode where she, won a big bet to like pay off their debt or something.
Right. Yeah, she's hustled before.
Yes. And now that we know that she's probably force sensitive, explains why she's so good at stuff like that.
Yeah.
And she went into it with all the confidence in the world too. She's like, yeah, I got it. And if not, fuck it. What are you going to do?
Right.
So
We're just going to lose the few credits that we have.
yeah.
And then, oh, by the way, there's some dick fucking Imperial officer.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I know I just lost all this, but you got to pay the fine for
Yeah.
because you did something illegal.
And it's like, you fucker. Because and this officer's name is Captain Man. And after Omega, wipes out all these locals, he sits down and plays, and she beats him. And then that's when he stops them on the way out. It's like, oh, but yeah, you're participating in illegal stuff, and now you got to pay the fine, which was like 10,000 credits. And when Omega paid him, she seemed so pissed because it seemed like they had just gotten enough to do their bribe. So she's all mad that she's got to hand 10,000 over to him. And as her and Crosshair are walking out, he's like, so how much do we have left? She's like, 35, enough for 2 tickets and 5,000 left over. So, and he kind of like paused and gave a look, and I'm like the same way. I'm like, well, what the fuck were you mad about before?
Yeah, what were you being all pissy about?
Yeah, just give him the money and get the fuck out. Of course, when they got outside, they realized that Batcher, the dog, was
taken.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. And Crosshair's like, okay,
Fuck it.
port's over here, so let's
Oh
go.
my god.
And of course,
Oh my god.
what? Kate? All right.
All right, Kate, you're on the show. Hello? What'd she say?
Nothing. She just kind of went and hung up. She was a lot more talkative last week. But yes, this is the segment on the show
Yes.
where Dave's family member calls him.
From Do Not Disturb.
Yeah, like clockwork.
Not podcast topic. Okay. So, but I'm still doing the show. Anyway, keep talking.
Yeah, so they decide to go free the dog, and while they're there, there's like a whole bunch of animals locked up. And she wants to free them all too. The whole time Crosshair's like, fuck, this kid is killing me. I just want to murder all of these stormtroopers and
Murder.
take that cargo ship and get the fuck out of here.
Sprinkle some crack on him. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, she's like, no, I need my dog, and then we need to let all these other animals go, and I don't want to kill anybody. So they get their dog, Batcher, and as they're starting to leave, oh, there's fucking Captain Man again. He is like the perfect character for this Imperial officer who's stuck on some fucking backwater planet that he's got to manage. It's so fitting. He's just this, big, pompous, kind of overweight guy, and he shakes people down.
He fits the description of other Imperial officers that we've kind of read about in the books.
Yeah.
And this is that guy for sure.
Yeah. Good character. They really nail these young Imperial officers in all this new canon.
Yeah.
Like it's even in things like Andor, the ISB and everything. The way they portray these Imperial officers is fucking perfect.
We need ISB in our life right
I know. Well, Andor season 2 is eventually coming.
now. Eventually.
Yeah. So, finally, it's a trap. They trapped him.
That's a trap!
Because he knew that they were going to go for the dog, and basically, you all right over there?
Yep.
Not distracting at all. And that's when she's like, all right, fucking Crosshair, do your thing. And he's like, fucking finally, and fucking
Right.
kills them all.
Get in this ship that's on fire.
Yeah, but Captain Man got sucked into one of the cages by one of the creatures. I'm pretty sure that was a Rathtar, like the ones
Yeah, I think
from.
so too. Because I meant to go back and do like a screen grab, but I forgot.
With the tentacles. Yeah,
Yeah, the tentacles and the cage
yeah.
almost looked the same, like the front door.
Oh yeah, I didn't
front
think
door
about
of
the
it looked-
cage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's kind of what gave it away for me. Was
Yeah.
like, okay, that looks the same as it did in the freighter when they were meeting up
yeah
with
when,
Han.
when Han's hauling Rathars.
Right.
So
What's it look like? That.
yeah. So yeah, I think he gets eaten by one of those, and then they get away. Oh, sidebar. During this firefight, I was listening to the screams of the stormtroopers as they were getting killed. So allegedly, this is according to a coworker of mine, Lucasfilm announced recently that they are no longer using the Wilhelm scream, and
Really?
they're using a new scream that they hope viewers notice and eventually are able to figure out. There's already a lot of theories running around out there. But yeah, apparently they have declared that they are no longer using the Wilhelm scream and they've replaced it with something else.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it has gotten to a point where it's like it all when you hear it, it almost seems out of place because you're like nobody screams like that. Like, that's the Wilhelm scream. Like I could be watching you right now and a fucking rock fall on your head and you do the Wilhelm scream. I'm like, that's not a real thing. Like, stop it. Your Wile E. Coyote shit and Wilhelm scream can stop.
Yeah. So yeah, they get out of there in the shuttle. Omega arranges a meetup with Hunter and Wrecker, and they have this like super emotional reunion.
Right.
First, she goes up to Wrecker, gives him a big hug, she's crying. Then Hunter comes out, and it's even more emotional.
Right.
Yeah, she's hugging him, crying. And...
So here's the part of this that annoyed me. What do you think it's going to be? What annoys me about Hunter?
Oh, yes, I actually noticed it. The tattoo, right? Yeah, they're having this emotional moment while this guy with a half a skull is tattooed on the side of his face.
And the fucking red headband and
Yeah.
the Rambo look. It's like, this is when having that, if you're staying with this, you've stuck with it to this point, this is the look that you're going to have. You could have changed it.
Yeah.
You could have, like, because the solemnity and the seriousness of that moment to me was complete. And I'm probably in the minority, and I know I'm in the minority of this, but like I look at it and I'm like, this motherfucker.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
I just can't stand looking at him.
Well, this was the first time that took me out of it. Because he had that, and they're having this emotional moment. I'm like, yeah, okay, couldn't have washed your face.
Right? It's like, it just annoys me. It annoys me every fucking time because it's not like oh, we couldn't possibly have done it. Yeah, you could.
Mm-hmm.
You could have totally done it. You could have changed, like, you don't even the tattoo. All right, you can't change the tattoo, but you can change the hair. You can change the fucking Rambo headband.
You could have,
Like,
you can go to a tattoo remover. You know, they exist.
It doesn't have to be fucking Rambo First Blood every fucking time.
Yeah.
You know, John Rambo changed his outfit every once in a while.
Right.
It's just
Or wore none at all.
right. And here's like, you got this He-Man thing going where it's like you're in one outfit or you're in this other outfit, and that's it.
Right.
That's all you get.
Well, and you wonder if maybe the animation has something to do with that. You know, if it's like the animators are like, it's cheaper if we don't change his face and just keep it the same.
You could have changed. You could have changed this at some point when they're on the run and be like, hey, like Wrecker can be like, hey, if you change your face, you'd be better off.
It's a good record.
Or why'd you take off your headband? Like, no, dude, it just annoyed me.
Mm-hmm.
You're like you said, it's the emotion of the moment, and it's like that. And then when Crosshair steps out, and they're like, yeah, you're a bad guy. We don't like you.
Right. Which, though, it wasn't that long ago where they were still trying to get him to, like, rejoin them.
And he sent the fucking message that got them to get to Omega.
Yeah. Yeah.
They knew that,
Mhm.
right? I'm not crazy.
No, they did.
So it's like, I'm pretty sure that has some redemption value.
A little bit. And the fact that, he helped Omega escape.
Right. It's not like he killed one of them in this moment in
Right.
particular. I mean, yeah, he's a dick. He was always been a dick, though.
Yeah, he
Like,
was a dick, like,
from the very beginning.
yeah, the last season of Clone Wars when they made the appearance. He was
Yeah.
a dick then.
Yeah, he's been a dick the entire time. What made you think that, like,
Yeah.
whatever. Anyway, yeah, the fucking tattoo face John Rambo look, it's worn on me, and it's just awful.
And it's not an episode of us talking about the Bad Batch without you mentioning that at least once.
At least once.
All right, and then we jump right into the next episode, which is episode 5, The Return. And it starts with Omega waking up on the ship. She's got her doll again, that weird rabbit-looking stuffed doll that she's got.
Oh, she looks so comfy.
Yeah, that they were like... Actually, no, she doesn't. It looks like it's a metal fucking bottom and just...
Oh, it did. It was... That looked way more comfortable than a fucking cell did.
Oh, well, that's true. Yeah.
Contrast theory, dude.
Yeah.
It looked like there was actual, like, some sort of comforter that was there.
Yeah, so she definitely got some better rest, for sure. And they're back on that island place, Pabu,
Right.
that they visited last season. And
But thankfully, there was no Wanda Sykes appearance.
yeah, so that was the thing. Like, I was fully expecting one of these 2 episodes to be like a filler episode.
Right.
Where, like, nothing happens and it doesn't matter if we watch it or not, or it was going to have annoying side characters.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Thankfully, no.
it wasn't,
Yeah.
which is good.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see that.
Yeah. Now, okay, so as Hunter's like been shooting and as they've been going through all of this stuff, he's randomly like having this problem with his hand.
Crosshair.
Right, Crosshair, sorry. Is this something new, or have we seen some type of injury or problem happen to his right hand?
It started at when they fucking went in there to when he went into the fucking MRI machine like the second time.
okay.
Like he started like and had really beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And I guess they were trying to test him to see if he was like really reprogrammed.
Right.
Like if he was gonna be a good little boy.
Mhm. Okay, so it started during his imprisonment.
Yeah.
During some of the abuse he took there. Okay.
Yes, it's directly correlated to the torturing that they were doing to him or the experimenting or whatever it was.
Yeah, which, it didn't happen in this episode, but it seems like they're really foreshadowing something going wrong. Like he's going to try to make a pivotal shot and his fucking thing makes him miss. But
Yeah, I'm surprised it didn't happen in this episode.
right, that's what I was waiting for. I was
I
like,
expected it to cost somebody. I expected somebody to die in this episode.
oh, really?
I did.
Yeah. That's true, because you're still of the opinion that they're...
Everyone dies. We
Yeah.
got board bet going.
That's right. So, yeah, and then he's having some trouble with his targeting and everything. Omega's trying to still clear the air between him and Hunter, because
Right.
clearly they haven't actually talked yet up to this point.
Right.
Then enter Echo. Echo comes back with his, dildo hand.
Right.
Ladies.
Ladies.
My penis is so smooth.
But that's why he's got the attachment. And he essentially gets a debriefing from Omega and Crosshair about the whole base, because he keeps mentioning that we've been looking for this base for a while. So I'm assuming he means him, Rex, and that group of rogue clones that they've got.
Right. The little rebellion fucking cell that they got going on.
Yeah, so they're trying to find it because they want to
Narful the Garthog or whatever it is.
yeah. Oh fuck, I totally lost my train of thought. Oh my god, I pulled a Dave. Wow. Anyway, yeah, so he keeps saying that we've been looking for the base. So I'm guessing that they want to find it and break all the rest of those clones out, the prisoners. That's got to be their plan. And that's probably where the season's going to fucking end. Like, if I'm being honest, it seems to me that that's probably what we're building up to, is them like doing a mass infiltration of that facility. They'll probably like peek behind the curtain of the lasery walkway, see what's in there.
And then Palpatine shows up and kills them all.
Probably.
Yes.
My clones. Ah!
Because he obviously gets what he needs
Mm-hmm.
to fulfill what he's doing.
Yeah, it's not perfect, but
Well, I mean, but he fulfills his destiny.
Sidebar. Speaking of strange clones, you've seen the movie Multiplicity with Michael Keaton, right?
Like once a long time ago.
I fucking love that movie. I've always been obsessed with the concept of cloning.
Right.
And like loved that movie. I knew I was going to love it as soon as I saw a trailer for it, but I saw that like 3 times at Keesler when we were there. But yeah, I'm thinking of like the retarded clone, the guy that they made a clone of a clone.
Right.
And then that you mentioned Palpatine. So I'm thinking, oh, is that what this Palpatine is? It was like a clone of Palpatine. And they're like, oh, he's all fucked up.
That's Snoke.
Yeah.
That's what Snoke ends up being. No, I think of have you seen the Family Guy episode where where Brian and Stewie get cloned?
No.
Dude, that is a great fucking Family Guy episode.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that one.
You need to find that and watch it.
Okay.
It is fucking great. You got bitch Stewie. Here, bitch Stewie.
Okay,
Bitch.
I've heard that before.
Yeah, bitch Stewie's gonna go get a dry cleaning.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have to watch it. You absolutely have to watch it. Everyone out in the chat right now, does Jason have to watch that Family Guy episode? And I'm willing to bet that you're going to say yes.
I'm sure it's going to be unanimous.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Bitch Stewie.
sorry, I just saw somebody talking about shoving a pencil up their butt. Because those are the kind of distractions that we get in the chat.
Yes. That's what we get for looking at it.
Yeah. So they've got, as they're doing this debriefing with Echo, they've got the fucking data pad that Nala Se gave to Omega to help her get out of there. So, so anyway,
Did you show everyone your shirt, by the way?
no, I know some of our friends have already seen this because I wore this when we went out to breakfast after the gathering. But yeah, if you haven't seen this before,
It's Chappelle
pancakes.
with Chappelle as Prince offering Charlie Murphy and his crew pancakes after getting beat at basketball.
Yes.
How oddly specific.
As soon as
What an interesting string of words to put together.
But it's in the font of Purple Rain.
Yes.
Right? And it's him looking like Prince.
It's all purple.
And the second I saw that on like a targeted ad, I'm like, I must buy that right this second.
Speaking of AI and logarithms, they're pretty fucking good. They're good with their targeting.
Oh yeah.
Like there was it's getting ready to be golf season, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're starting to hit me with random golf shit.
Yeah.
And I got this Instagram ad for a golf towel and it has a magnet in it. So that like if it's on the ground, you just like take a golf club and cling and you just fucking just pick it up. And I'm like, I must possess this fucking golf towel.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is so stupid. I don't need it.
I've started getting targeted ads for something I was just thinking about.
I know.
Nothing that I clicked, nothing that I watched. I'm thinking about, I kind of want this, and boom, there's an ad. Like, whoa.
Yeah, because all of your previous things are leading into that, right?
Probably.
That you weren't paying attention to.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, they're good.
They are. They're very good.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, Jason has to watch it. See, I told you.
Fair enough. So
that pencil in the butt is in that episode.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Bitch Stewie.
So, after all this debriefing and everything, they decide, all right, we've got this data pad, but it's encrypted, so we need to plug it into an Imperial terminal. And
Crosshair's the one that's like, if you plug it into
yeah, because they're
Imperial
talking about
terminal.
other stuff. They're like,
Right.
can we crack into it or do all this stuff? And
well, if not Echo. Wow.
Wrecker.
No, if the one that's dead.
Oh, Tech. Oh,
Tech.
that's right. Yeah, they say, well, yeah, if Tech was alive,
If
we could
Tech
get
was
it.
here, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, then everybody is like, oh.
Oh, and Crosshair's like, well, if you plug it in an Imperial terminal, it'll unlock it.
Yeah.
Why would that work? Like, wait a minute, that's not how the Force works. It's like, so we're gonna fly to some random place.
Mhm.
Let me get this straight,
Mhm.
Crosshair. We're gonna fly to this strange place that you somehow know about,
Mm-hmm.
that you say shouldn't really have anybody there.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We're going to fly to this place. We're going to plug our terminal that's stolen into into the Imperial network, giving our position away.
Mm-hmm.
And you think this is a good idea? Okay, let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Clearly, that was their best option.
Right. This is anybody got anything better? Fuck it. Let's do it.
Do we want to force resurrect tech? You know,
Yeah.
maybe we can do that.
They never bothered to go back for the body.
I know, right? They're like,
It's
oh,
like,
that
that was a long drop. Does anyone have a shovel? Echo, do you have an attachment that'll scoop that up? No? Ugh, okay.
all right. See you, tech.
Yeah. Sorry.
So
There's a bunch of guys that look a lot like you. We'll just put glasses on them and we'll move on.
the Crosshair tells him to go to that facility on Barton 4, which is the place where he killed that Imperial officer in that episode last season.
Right.
Where, they went through the snow, him and the other clone died.
Right.
And he was an asshole. And
Ka-chow.
yeah, Hunter busted a cap in his ass.
Crosshair. Why do you keep doing that?
God damn. Yes. Crosshair. Sorry.
He's crossing.
Yeah. Crosshair, Hunter, they're kind of the same.
Speaking of crossing the streams,
Mm-hmm.
Ghostbusters, when is that coming out?
Like in a week.
Is it really that
Yeah,
soon?
I think it's a week from Friday.
Oh man, we got to figure out how to squeeze the Ghostbusters into
The schedule.
yeah, because that looks really good.
Yes, it does. And the last one looked really good that I never just got around to
I
seeing.
just haven't seen it either.
Yeah, so hold on, let me pull up our schedule. We're just doing this mid-topic. Why not?
Hey, look, my brain went as soon as I was I'm like crossing the streams, Ghostbusters.
Yeah. We'd have to just push like our Bad Batches and Master and Apprentices out a week.
Well, Master and Apprentice is easier to push because there's no timing on it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a little behind the curtain for those of you who are watching.
Yes. Who are still watching? Is anyone there still?
Some bitch Stewie.
Yeah. So
Gonna
yeah.
have bitch Stewie do it.
So it's that ice planet where he killed the Imperial officer. And before they go, Wrecker gives him his old armor back, his old
Right. It
Clone
may
Force
not
99.
fit anymore. Why wouldn't it fit? Well, I mean, he got pretty skinny, I guess, from being in prison.
Right.
Right. So maybe it just was like a rattle around a little bit. 'cause
Right.
you're not as,
Yeah, not being like, oh man, you picked up a little on the thighs there.
yeah. It's like I guess you got to say something, right? Records like can't just be like, here,
Right.
bitch. Like,
Yeah, you gotta have something.
here, take your shit.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, I'm socially awkward, so here you go.
This is where I wrote in my notes too. The detail on the ships, so good. Like the animation for this specifically Clone Wars kind of saga that we've been going through has gotten so good over the years.
It's funny because I watched it on my iPad,
Mhm.
right, and so I'm close to it, but it's on the Retina display, and the brush strokes, that what appears to be brush strokes for the coloring of the armor and like the painting on the armor, the painting
Mhm.
on stuff. It's just like it's rough, but it's not in a bad way, if that makes sense.
Sure.
It's consistent with the style, and it makes sense. It gives it that almost like Ronin like feel
Yeah.
to it, like what's going on, and it maintains that darkness, right? Because it's a very flat, like everything is very flat colored. It's like
Yeah.
everything is flat paint, so it's not super bright, and I think it gives an appropriate mood, and it's really funny how like even in an animated series, it's something like that can make such a difference.
Yeah. I mean, these guys are good. They're
Yeah.
really good. They know what they're doing. So anyway, yeah, I just happened to write that the ship detail as they were coming into the planet looked so good. They land, and now Crosshair is going to see this fucking ice crow. Like, this is like his Morai, I guess. You know, whenever Ahsoka goes anywhere, the fucking Morai, the owl, follows her.
Right.
Like, is this what we're getting with Crosshair now? Every time he fucking goes anywhere, this fucking this little ice crow.
I thought he was going to shoot it. Honestly, I thought he was going to be like, yeah, fuck this thing.
Bow!
Kerkow! And he was going to miss it. And then, like, right before they left the planet, he was going to fucking hit it.
Yeah,
He'd be
just
like,
fucking
yeah,
decapitated.
Yeah,
Just,
fuck you, bitch.
that would have been fucking great.
That's like, yeah. They're the bad batch.
Yeah,
So
we were robbed.
it's the one that says bad motherfucker.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, but now it seems like this thing is his Morai. And this is the point where this episode becomes Snow Dune. Because
yes.
yeah, so now they're in this facility away from all the wild snow, and you've got the thumpers all around the fucking base that are keeping the fucking snow worms out.
Right. And first of all, digging through snow that easily, like, all right, your dog, your dino,
Yeah.
or is it Dino? Where's the Flintstones dog? The purple one.
Dino. Yeah.
So you got Dino fucking digging down,
Uh-huh.
and then Wrecker digging right after him. Like he's fucking like, dude. At some point, snow packs.
Right. Like,
Right,
if that snow's been there for even a couple of days, it's going to be packed
it's going
in pretty
to
tight.
pack. Like, holy shit, you got through that way too easily.
Mm-hmm.
Like, again, nitnoid thing. Like, digging through the snow was way too easy, and then it was hard packed, and you needed to shoot it. Whatever, but
Yeah.
yeah, they get in a thing. There's some convoluted thing with like, okay, the circuit breakers for this is on the other side of the fucking the
The
thing.
facility, yeah.
And I'm like, I think I said it out loud. I was like, of course it is. Like,
Yeah.
like, and
Well-
so this is where Snow Dune meets Jurassic Park,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because when Wrecker does get to the circuit breaker,
Mm-hmm.
he has to prime it. It's not just like a one
Oh, yeah.
chunk, chunk, chunk. It's not just a one throw to pop the circuit back in. He's got
Yeah.
to prime the fucking breaker.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, fucking all right. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Let's throw some Jurassic Park in here while we're at it.
Yeah, and
Fuck
then
it.
as Hunter like goes into the tunnel, as him and that's the big thing too. Hunter and Crosshair had their kind of making up. They talked it out. They kind of argued a little bit, but
Right.
at least they're communicating.
Right.
And then they start when they start fighting the worm, they work together. Like, we're gonna do this together. He goes underground. Crosshair stays on top while he's tracking him.
He didn't go underground willingly.
Right.
It was the worm
Yeah, he fell into
Kinda-
the wormholes.
kind of sucked him down.
Yeah. And then, yeah, he's running underground as the worm's chasing him, and they get it outside the perimeter. They turn the thumpers back on.
Right.
And then you have a scene that's like straight out of the first fucking Dune movie where they get the fucking barrier on at the last second, right as the worm gets up to him, and it just lifts up and just sits there and stares and goes, "Rawr, rawr," and then
So they can make a popcorn tub.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
bearing the same image.
But like, if you cannot tell me that they didn't were at least inspired by Dune when they made this whole second half of this
The
episode.
timing of this episode
Right, because it came out last week, right?
last week
Yeah.
when Dune came out.
Yeah.
Like come on, buddy.
Yeah, there's no fucking way.
Everybody knew when you came in the goddamn door. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, that you were going to fucking make a Dune reference.
yeah.
And here it is.
And it wasn't bad. Like, I'm not complaining about it.
No,
it's just
fine.
Yeah, I'm just watching it. Like, after just rewatching the first Dune movie a couple of times.
Right. And even funnier was Wrecker as he's running towards the before he digs his way into the circuit breaker panel.
Mhm.
He says, "Why is there always some giant monster?" like
Like, he's the audience. Like, yeah.
he's breaking the fourth wall. Like, I can't. Why do I can't do it right off. I can't.
Oh, the Wrecker voice?
The Wrecker voice.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. I mean, don't hurt yourself.
I don't know how these voice actors do it so quickly, like switch in and out.
Yeah, a lot of practice, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You just did it for the first time 20 minutes ago, so. Oh, just some other parts that I missed that we kind of like skipped over. We had Crosshair showed some humanity when he went into the place with the clone helmets with some of the people that he he was with when he
Yeah.
was there before. He's stacking them up, paying tribute to them and all that. Reactivated thumpers, and a big thing that they're talking about after they get the data pad back, they're like, okay, well, fuck,
There ain't shit on it.
yeah, we got some medical records and some other stuff, but no location. So
So all that was for fucking nothing.
yeah,
And they plugged in the Imperial Network, so now they left the breadcrumb trail for fucking
yeah. So now they know where to look next.
from psychopath Dr. Numbnuts is gonna find out where
Hemlock.
you were,
Yeah,
and god damn it.
yeah, but that's pretty much how it ends with.
How many more episodes do we have?
Oh, a lot. I think there's 16 episodes. So yeah, we got a bit.
Plenty of time to kill everybody off.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was pretty much it. And then they kind of made up at the end. Crosshair semi apologized to Hunter, and they sort of talked it out. And it seems like from here on out, everything's pretty much going to be cool with
Yeah.
them. You might get some little things here and there, but
Right.
I think they've kind of like put that storyline to rest.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. I think the next part of the storyline is probably going to be a lot about Crosshair's degradation.
Yeah.
Because
There's no reason that they're not showing that for
Right.
nothing, right?
It's almost like, did they accelerate his aging by doing whatever it is they were doing? So now, like,
That'd be fucked up.
he's losing ability.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be fucked up, like Indiana Jones style, like drinking out of the wrong grail,
Yeah.
and now suddenly you're gonna watch like Crosshair just like age out, like
by the end, he's just a skeleton.
you chose poorly.
Yeah.
That's the best Indiana Jones movie ever, out of all of them.
Okay.
The best.
Sure. Anyway,
You disagree?
I'll always be partial to Raiders.
I mean, Raiders is good. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
that from just a pure entertainment value.
I mean, and you're
It was Harrison Ford at his best. Sean Connery was great in it.
you're not alone. Like everybody loves that one the most.
Yeah.
So it's
Soundtrack is fucking amazing.
So I know I'm the weird one.
Yeah, you're not alone either, but it is the best one.
So yeah, but that's it for these two episodes. I mean, they moved the plot along somewhat. I mean, that was my biggest complaint in previous seasons of the show is they would have strings of episodes that did not move the overall story at all. And I think, as they're going along, even though they're doing these side missions, we've also still got these moments of Hemlock looking for him, and the story is progressing.
Right.
And we kind of know where it's heading. So no side missions yet, but we know we're going to get at least one.
What's the other female clone's name? It's like Esther.
Emery.
Emery.
Did you call her Oscar?
Esther.
Esther.
Like some other old lady name.
Yeah. Emery.
So Emery,
Yeah. What the fuck's up with her?
I think there's going to be a point where I think Hemlock is going to start working Emery
Yeah.
into this, like making some connection between Omega and like Emery. There's got to be there's something. Because she's just existed in this universe. It's like, oh, another female clone. Anyway,
yeah.
like she's older and taller and different.
Yeah.
She's got red hair.
But they again didn't bat an eye.
Nope.
Hmm.
Anyway, it's just like that something's coming out of that.
Speaking of coming out of that, here's a question for you.
Penis so smooth.
If somebody like Hunter fucked Emery, would that be like incest? Would that be like fucking his sister? Or would that be legit? Like if they go down, they rescue these people, Emery's part of them.
It's got to be like incest.
Okay.
I think genetically they got to be too close.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's worse than royal family shit. That's like that's not kissing cousins. That's like identical twins.
Okay. The co-masturbation.
The co-masturbation,
85%. Hey, 85%.
Yeah.
They're just taking it one step further, that's all.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's got. I mean, I can't. Yeah, Hey, abnormal psychology, right? Am I wrong? Like, where's our geneticist to tell us about this?
Yeah. So, all right, but that's it.
Gene splicing is not my thing.
We'll be back to the Bad Batch in like 2 or 3 weeks. So we'll pick
Yeah.
up them then. Next week,
Yes.
we're talking about Disney World.
We're going to talk about clone cest.
We may have to come back to that topic.
Like crazy gold medallions.
Yeah.
Talking it up. Yeah, Disney.
Yeah.
I
I did my trip. You're about to go on yours.
am so excited. Like Kathy was explaining it to. It's funny listening to Kathy talk about it because she's like, "Yeah, we're flying down to Disney so Dave can build a lightsaber." I'm like,
That's exactly the way she describes it.
yes, exact word for word. That's how
Flying
she
to
described it.
Florida so you can build a lightsaber.
Yes, yes, and she's not wrong. Like that's the idea, and like doing all this is really just so I can go down and build a lightsaber, and I love her even more for it.
Yes.
And I will
For allowing you to do this.
Yes, I own it 100%. We're going down. It's going to be like almost 90 degrees every day we're down there.
Ooh.
Yeah, so fucking gold bonded up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a quick touch and go just to get out of town. And believe me, I need it. I need a couple days off from work. I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah, and we're going to do we're going to Epcot. And then we're going to see some fireworks and then do up Star Wars, probably going to sneak into Magic Kingdom and then fly home.
Sweet.
So we'll have lots to talk about.
Yep, you'll have to give us your debrief, and then we can and the main thing we're going to talk about, obviously, is a lot of the Star Wars stuff as it
Obviously.
pertains to the Disney parks. But, we'll talk about everything, but focusing on Star Wars, of course.
Yes, because that's honestly, everything else is irrelevant.
Right.
Like, all day Friday, we have one 24-hour period that we're in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
The other days are travel days.
Yeah.
So that 24-hour period is at Hollywood Studios, where Galaxy's Edge is.
Yes.
So you know what's going to happen.
Right.
Credits will be spent. Lightsabers
that
will
happens.
be built.
Yeah.
My friend at the McDonald's who's been counting down with me has been giving me little tidbits.
That still blows my mind that you have a friend at McDonald's now.
It's so funny. He's a fan. He's like, yes, it is. So, fun. But dude, after witnessing the color change and everything for your lightsaber,
yeah,
I'm
with the
like,
different kyber
oh
crystals.
my god, I gotta buy some of the kyber crystals. It's gonna be awesome. Like, oh my god, it's gonna be great. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
All right. Very good. Do we have any notes?
Oh, there's all kinds of notes.
Oh, well, then we should probably get to that.
Did I promise last week?
You insinuated. I don't think you promised. It's too bad you weren't nailing the record voice.
Yes, I have a no. My regular guy at McDonald's does not sneak me plastic straws. By the way,
you trying to get him fired?
yeah, I have to specifically ask. Those fucking paper straws, man. How annoying.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I can buy a box of straws big enough where it lasts me like 6 months. I just load up my glove box, and I still owe a review from when Hennifer left, or I still owe a Hennifer when Brian left a review. How long ago? What?
It doesn't even sound familiar.
Oh my god, who is Brian?
Brian!
Oh, Brian, it's a lovely filth down here.
What are all those people doing here? They think I'm the Messiah, Mom. Yeah.
It's been 2 months.
It's been 2 months since you looked at me.
I can't do it tonight.
Yeah.
It's we started late and
Yeah, we're off.
and Hennifer takes too long.
Yeah.
So, and doing record would just take too long also. You are owed a Hennifer. I agree. And we will do that.
Soon.
I promise we'll do Hennifer next week.
Okay.
I promise.
All right.
On
Her long-awaited comeback.
Right. We will. There will be time. I don't care what's going on. Even if she has to do it in the middle of what we're doing in the segment, Hennifer's going to show up.
All right.
All right.
You heard it here.
Yep. You're going to hold me to it. Everyone that's in the chat right now, you're going to hold me to it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, so ATSW family happenings. I want to be able to do the record voice so bad. It's just it's like a Kiwi accent just with the raspy voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, advertise that shit. So ATSW family happenings.
Are there words in front of you?
On Wednesday, Snooch, Big Lovin' and Dragon Buddy will be discussing episodes 1 and 2 of the new Netflix drama series, The Gentleman.
Never heard of it.
Neither have I. So if you want to hear about it and learn about it and have fun,
Mm-hmm.
catch ATSW The Escape Pod live at 19:05, 7:05 Eastern Daylight Time on YouTube. And you will do it. This past Saturday, Dondella Snooch and Luna Girl returned to their first watch journey of Stranger Things. Catch season 4 premiere review of The Hellfire Club at Stranger Things Has Happened on YouTube.
So what are they going to do when the show ends? Because they've only got like one season left.
Watch it again and again and again and
Okay.
again and again and again.
Or are they going
and
to switch
again.
shows?
You should convince them to do Lost.
Well, only if they haven't seen it yet. If either of them have seen it, I'd say no. But if neither of them have, yeah, do Lost.
I haven't.
yeah.
I haven't seen Lost.
You've seen,
Parts of it.
yeah,
I've been to the set in Hawaii.
yeah, which
I've
is
seen-
awesome.
But they're not doing Lost. They're doing Stranger Things. So catch them out on YouTube.
We're getting off on all kinds of tangents today.
Also, anytime we don't start properly, it's the whole fucking show goes off the rails. Like, it's just,
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live.
Also on Saturday, layman's terms released Jason Kelsey retires and Scott Pilgrim takes off. Which I love the Scott Pilgrim movie is one of the it's a great movie.
I've never seen it.
It is a great movie. I love that movie. And Jason Kelsey retiring. Fletcher Cox retired.
I saw that.
So that was
Oh, congratulations to the Falcons. Great move.
yeah, enjoy your Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, 180 million, 4 years for this guy who has nothing.
You like that? You like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, really, Atlanta? What? Who's running the? I don't care. I don't care. That's one NFC team I don't have to worry about next year.
Yeah, enjoy your Kirk Cousins, fresh off his Achilles.
Yeah.
Meow. Hey, meow, meow.
Yeah.
Maybe they see something in him that others don't.
Sure.
Eagles did some things today.
Yeah.
They got Saquon from the Giants.
I saw that.
Giants going to Giant, man. Sidebar.
Mm-hmm.
That piece of shit Tiki Barber. All right, did you hear what he said?
No.
So Tiki Barber goes on a podcast or whatever, right?
Uh-huh.
And he says about Saquon, this is a few days ago.
Mm-hmm.
He says if Saquon goes to that team in Philadelphia, that his legacy as a Giant will be tarnished
Wow.
and unrepairable or some bullshit like that. Who the fuck cares?
Yeah, it's like,
Like-
is that some sort of threat?
If he had like a Super Bowl MVP fucking like Saquon was the best thing on that team, even after being injured all those times. Maybe he spent 6 seasons there. He had a lot of injuries, which most of those injuries were because of that fucking field. Like
Oh,
that
yeah.
that field is it's ruined careers. Like it's just a shit fucking field. They need to fix it.
Which it's weird because it's like one of the newest stadiums in the league.
It's I think it's swamp gas coming off of that fucking. There's something wrong with the facility. it's just whatever. But Tiki Barber's saying that, and not like I wasn't really interested in getting Saquon, like just because I don't know, he'll fit the system, but I think he does have some miles on him.
Yeah, and you've got a couple of guys already.
Well, let Swift go. He went to Chicago. There's a lot of free agent moves today.
Yeah.
We picked up a defensive end from the Jets, another New York team in that same building that does insane things.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Eagles had a good day in free agency, honestly. But yeah, fucking Saquon coming to the Eagles. I don't hate it. I didn't want it necessarily. But if the Giants, as soon as Tiki Barber said that shit, I'm like, I want to get Saquon just to tell Tiki Barber to go fuck himself.
Right.
Like openly, like I will say it to his fucking face. Fuck you. Go fuck yourself. Who the fuck do you think you are? Like most of the generation of fans that are, I don't know, of college age or less don't know who Tiki Barber is.
It's true.
Like no fucking clue. And the fact that he's even on a Hall of Fame ballot is laughable.
He is?
He was.
Ugh.
His eligibility's coming up. It's like, really? Tiki fucking Barber? It's bad enough Rondé Barber fucking made it. Like, okay, fine. At least they won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, he has some numbers. All right, fine. Tiki Barber has no business being in that conversation.
Yeah.
The only giant of that era that has any business even being talked about is Eli. But
Yeah.
that's enough football talk. I'll take Saquon so he's not a giant anymore.
Right.
It makes Kate happy because she was going to Penn State when Saquon was there.
Oh,
and
right.
so she's always been a Saquon fan. So that's obviously the jersey that she's going to be buying. And hopefully, knock on wood, there's no injuries or anything else. He'll be on a legit field with a team that actually cares about its players.
I mean, your reaction sounds pretty much identical to mine when the 49ers picked up McCaffrey.
Yeah,
you
there
know?
you go. If I can have that same production,
Yeah.
oh yes, I will take that in spades.
Yeah.
So anyway, on Saturday, Layman's Terms released. Jason Kelsey retires and Scott Pilgrim takes off. So give it a watch on YouTube and find out. Fuck around and find out. The Orange and Fett Show released episode 105, Identified Flying Oddball. Unidentified Flying Eyeball. No. God damn it, Dave. Read the words. Episode. All right, I'm going to start over. The Orange and Fett Show released episode 105, Unidentified Flying Oddball, on Friday. Unidentified Flying Oddball. I got to listen to that episode. I'm curious as to what the fuck that is. Unidentified Flying Oddball. So find them on Spotify and Apple, and give them reviews too, because you can do that on both Spotify and Apple. Or Spotify has the stars thing, but anyway. Sweet Studios has a Seven Dust cover in the making, and he's using his new Clint Lowry guitar to do it. I added that. This is in addition to the Nirvana cover he's releasing next month with his band Explicit Noise.
Hell yeah.
So be sure to follow Sweet Studios on the gram and TikToks for updates. And and Sweet Studios on YouTube for his releases. And we have no news from Used and Abused or Frogmore Art this week. You can find us at bio.link/the Sidebar Cantina, where you will find our links to Patreon, YouTube, our audio podcast on Apple, Audible, and Spotify, and all social media platforms, including X, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, TikTok, and Discord. Once you get to the bio link, simply click the symbols under our pick to go to your platform of choice. You can also find all our posts on the Spotify Music Mixtape playlist. Also in our bio link is our TeePublic merch shop. Shop. I don't know why. That just sounded funny in my headphones. Choose from 7 designs on everything from t-shirts and hoodies to tote bags, phone cases, exclusive stickers and pin, wall art, magnets, notebooks, laptop cases, pillows, and just about anything you can imagine. Nothing says loving like a naked Jason chick on a pillow. Go to buy.link/ the Sidebar Cantina and click merch. Reviews.
No new reviews.
Sad face. Please write us a 5-star review on Apple or Audible. Don't have an Apple or Audible account. Our Facebook page has a review feature too. Just screenshot your review before you hit done and DM us a pic on Instagram or Twitter with your name and address on, so Lunar Girl can send you a super cool ATSW family swag pack. This is your chance to tell us your thoughts on the show. Jason or Jennifer Lopez or Hank or Edith or Mama or Drunk Brokaw or somebody fun will read your review word for word on our next episode. Let us know who you want to read it. Find what was the character? Wasn't there the Opera Man character in Saturday Night Live?
Oh yeah, Opera Man, my boy.
Finally, I don't know why I went back into it. Catch us on Spotify. Help us out and click those stars. If you're listening to us on audio, please consider joining us in the live chat on Mondays. The chat is most definitely where it's at. If you're new to the sidebar, please subscribe. Ding that bell. Select all to receive. That was bad. Notifications of when we go live. Remember to smash that like button. It really helps us out. That's it. That's all I got.
All right, Kelly, you got to take some clips of that one. That was good.
Dave sings "Sweet Mystery of My Life." Sweet mystery of life, I finally found you. And what? And how? What?
Starting to think you've been going to too many plays recently.
Dude, I was in too many plays. Sweet mystery of life, I finally found you. Sweet mystery of life, I finally found you.
All right.
How's that? Is
Yeah,
that?
it's good.
I need some Bugs Bunny ears to go on my opera voice. Yeah. No, 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 no.
Oh my God, that was the Looney Tunes movie, right? That was from?
Was it a movie? It was the one with the monster.
Yeah.
Right? When he's doing the fucking, when he's in there doing the nails and he's like, that was one of the best.
Yeah.
One of the best ones. Was it a fucking movie? Was
There
it just an extended
yeah.
an extended episode?
Yeah, I mean, it played like just an extended episode.
God, Mel
of
Brooks
Looney
was so
Tunes.
fucking good.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, that's all I got. I don't need to sing anymore. I'm sure nobody wants to hear it.
Alrighty, well, that's going to bring us to the end of the show then. Thanks for everybody for sticking with us on the YouTube. Thank you to all of our audio listeners. Thank you to all of our Patreon supporters. And until next time, Dave and everybody else, may the force be with you.
May the force be with you. Okay, now what do I click?
Oh, that was good.
Great stream tonight, 85%. Yes, the 85%.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll come back to that the next time we do Bad
God,
Batch.
that's honestly, we need T-shirts that
Just say 85%.
espouse the 85%.
Do you like the whole thing or just the 85%?
Just the 85%.
Right, and then
You can't put co-masturbation on a shirt. It just should. It just needs to be we are part of the Sidebar Cantina 85% or something like that.
Oh man. And then what's the 85% for? Well,
Well, since you asked,
yeah. Found out.
there was a study.
Yeah.
Yeah, aircrew passing too. The 85% is aircrew passing. It could be many
yeah.
things,
Wow.
depending on who's asking.
Yep. The things you know.
Yeah. The more you do. It's funny, like the repetition of doing like that part of the read. It puts me in mind of like some like things in church, which is why I kind of like fell into that rhythm thing, and I just like started to like
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
It's so funny. It's just like why does my brain do what it does?
I don't know, but now you've probably opened us up to yet another character
Oh my god.
that the people are going to want to see or hear in this case.
Opera.
Opera Dave.
Oh, that's funny. Can't wait to go back and listen to that while I'm posting episodes. Which, oh, by the way, I realized that I posted last week's episode, and then I have other episodes that I have to do. So they're going to come out as soon as I have some bandwidth, which is hopefully going to be tonight or tomorrow. Because when I'm down in Disney, I'm not going to do it.
Not
Why
gonna
is-
do it.
Wouldn't be prudent at this juncture.
You know, I did that impression. I think it was yesterday. Kristen and one of the kids was in the room, and I'm like, he probably has no idea what I'm talking about. And he's like, yeah, no.
A new world order.
Oh, that's that guy from that song.
Right. Which he also doesn't know. Like, you going to know Ministry?
No, definitely not. Not my kids.
We're not about to make that same mistake. Gotta play the shit out of that song.
Hell yeah. Do, 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 do.
That's that one, and like knowing all the words to Jesus Built My Car, like, and knowing where was I? I was like, I think I was in a bar, and they were playing one of those games where you hear like you only hear like the first couple of notes of a song, and I'm like, oh, that's Ministry. Jesus Built My Hot Rod, and they were like, what? I'm like, yeah, totally. That's 100%. That's the answer. Put it in. That's 100% the answer.
Yeah.
And it was, of course, because like it's such a distinct opening.
Right.
And they're like, how the fuck did you get that from the that it was like, oh yeah, dude, totally. But music's like that, right?
Yeah.
It's like once that little bit starts, your brain picks it up and expects the rest of that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So your brain automatically does it.
Yeah.
And then when it pump fakes and goes into like, oh, this isn't fucking Ice Ice Baby, it's fucking it's
Under pressure.
it's under yeah. You know, sometimes it's not foolproof, but it's good for the most part.
Yeah.
All right, where's this? Where's the file? Where did it go? Where did it go? All right, let's make sure that it's good. Somebody to can't hit those high notes. Oh, it's muted.
Oh, whoa.
What?
One thing I was going to mention to you. When you go on the Millennium Falcon ride,
Yes.
I would recommend being an engineer.
You mentioned that before.
Yeah. Or well,
I'd have to go on it twice. And the reason I say that is because I'm a pilot at heart,
oh, that's
and if I don't sit at the controls of that thing, I'm going to be upset with myself.
okay.
So I'm going to have to do that at least once.
Okay. Well,
However, I don't give a fuck if it's fun or not. It could be a static display of just sitting at the controls of Millennium Falcon and just take my picture like with my giant fucking erection.
My penis so smooth.
and just like at the controls of the Millennium Falcon. Like, yeah, do that. Like, I don't care about anything else.
yeah.
Like, just like, hey, the ride hasn't started yet.
Well, you're going to love it no matter what.
Yeah, because it's just iconic.
Yeah.
Oh, and John has the. I got pictures of his daughter putting together You know, there's a new Millennium Falcon Lego,
Okay.
and it's like 1/10 scale of the Gigunda one.
Yeah.
Or no, I think it's 1/10 the price, but but it's a like a decent size,
Yeah.
and he said it's still 1,000 pieces, but it's it's a good solid build.
Mm-hmm.
So that might, if you're interested in a Millennium Falcon, and you can't afford the price point for the others, like that might be a viable option.
Okay.
I don't. The next Lego I want to get is there's a new TIE fighter coming out. It's like a TIE and I think it's a TIE and an X-wing
Oh,
that's supposed to come out later this year.
and they're both in one set.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a combo set. So that's going to be my next new Lego purchase.
Mm.
If I find something at Goodwill or whatever, then
Yeah. Especially you can't pass something
where
like
fate
that up.
is going to take me to where it needs to go.
Yeah. Oh, we should look up the Cara Dune minifigure price.
Yeah, I'm probably going to leave the ATST here
Okay.
because it looks cute. But yeah, I'm transfer complete. Let me eject this.
Dune Lego minifigure.
Surprised somebody in the chat probably already looked it up.
All right. Doesn't look like a lot.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Like the set.
5 to 10.
The set itself wasn't even that like going for that much.
No.
So, I look, I don't care. Like it's just one of those things where, like we talked about earlier with the collections. It's
Yep.
Like, it's fucking cool.
Mm-hmm. And give it some time. It's
Yeah.
like in time, all the collectibles go up.
Look, minifigures. When it comes to like Lego, if you're really if you want to have some turnover, like for cash flow purposes, like minifigures are where the money is.
Yeah.
But
All right. So you're done transferring. All right.
gotcha.
Well, we're gonna go, guys.
Yes.
I have to eat, and Dave's got to get out of here. So
I gotta get out of here. I have to finalize my packing.
Yep. So we will see you next week.